So now that's the normal way to do it. The fun way to do it is if you get here like this and it works.
I see what you mean.
That's the fun way to do it. But if they're out of gauntlets especially, be very, very careful. Again, if you hit closer to your hands here, that makes it really hard for you to grip it right.
Yep.
The further back I hit it, the less effect it's going to have on your grip.
Yeah.
So, and because your hand's set to open this way, it's easy to slip it out, right? It just wants to go. But if you have your hand, just bend your hand down this way then.
Like this.
Yeah, but don't lock it your elbow. But yeah,
turn
like
your
that.
thumb
So
towards
now I'm going to hit it about the same hardness to knock it, and notice it's a little bit different.
You need to back up, Luke.
He's fine. He's far out. Although,
Not weaker, but maybe I wasn't doing
turn
it.
down. So your thumb's down.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Maybe it's just having a difficulty. Do it back to me.
It's also a little wet out here.
Yeah, sure.
Which one do I need to
Yep, just try to knock it out of my hand.
Use your cue.
Yeah.
See how it goes to the ground? You knock it it's going to want to go down.
Yeah.
If I do it like this, go ahead and knock it loose, it's going to want to go out or
Yeah.
up. And out and up makes it where you're playing with it this way.
Yeah.
If you just knock it, like if you hit it straight down on this, this bounces right back to my hand. Right? That's really easy.
So you want to have it done, maybe. It feels weird in my...
It does.
Wow.
It takes a while to get used to that grip.
Yeah.
Like you're just going to feel real awkward with it. The same thing where you're like, if I'm going from this to this,
Yeah.
it can be a little awkward. If you're getting real tired and this just gets too difficult to do, like your arms are tired, bend your elbow back into your breastplate and let it rest.
Okay.
And then just try to keep your elbow out a bit like that. And that'll help a bit when you're tired. However, if you're that tired, you'll probably take a break. But if you're in the middle of a war or something and you just want to be out there to try to be effective, then that's one way to do it without having to be out here and being tired and dropping your point and all that. You can just put it on your breastplate and look like you're a threat. I do that all the time. I get tired and like, okay, I'm going to pretend like I'm a threat now.
Yeah.
So that works pretty good. The where's the maximum range where I can hit you?
Oh God, will you hit me? I think the safe thing to say with polearm is probably...
Don't think about the polearm. Think about where can Tom hit.
Right. Where do you need to be where I can't hit you anymore?
Like...
Not
I feel
block.
like on the edge.
You can block, but I'm just saying, like, if you did nothing at all and I just reached out and touched you, how far do you have to be away?
If you... Depends on... If you took a big step, I think you can hit me here. I don't think you can hit me here just going. Okay,
Yep. Now, there's 3 different stages, right?
Yeah.
There's the not having to do anything at all, just reaching out and hitting somebody. There's the reaching out with a lunge, right? And then there's reaching out with a lunge,
Yeah.
right? So you're just at that very, very far range,
Yeah.
which means I'm probably likely to throw a shot at you there because the return shot's a very low percentage on your part.
Yeah.
It's low for me, but the risk is low.
But I imagine at this shot, I have a lot of time to see you coming in defense. I'm not feeling too unsafe here.
Yep.
Like it's still like within playing range.
It's basically a low percentage shot.
Yeah.
But it's safe. So if someone relaxes too much, or if you get moving around a bit, like you're at range, and I'm just kind of playing around with some, just trying to get your attention and move my feet around, like I've already made up a 1.5 foot
Yeah.
distance. If they don't notice that right away, then it becomes a much better shot.
Yeah.
Much like with sword and shields, that they shouldn't relax when they're in range, right? They want to be in their range or out of yours.
Yeah.
Anything in between is death for them. So if somebody does that to you, a sword and shield ends up, if they're here and they don't move forward anymore, this is a good place to start trying to kill them. If they walk out from underneath their shield, and this is something you have to kind of observe or know about them,
They
or
walk
if their
around
shield's here,
you mean they walk
and
and drop
they
it as
walk
they
out
walk?
with their leg.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I feel safe.
like they should come with it where it's protecting them. But some people, when they walk, they tend to counter.
Yeah.
Like the shield goes backwards to counter the movement. If they do something like that, or if they just walk out with their knees exposed, hit them in the thigh.
Yep.
Just throw it right into their thigh and go. But leg shots, you should be very careful on. They tend to get loser shots, because if you throw it at their leg and you miss, they're going to run you over.
Yeah.
And your weapon's
If you're
tapped.
down. Yeah.
Yep. Because in the same thing with polearms, right? If you're down here, if I throw down here and I hit your leg, you're not dead,
Yeah.
right? But you can throw back, right? So be careful of that. What shot has the most range?
I imagine the thrust.
Right. So if someone comes into you and they're just barely outside of cut range, right? You can hit them with a thrust. So if they want to aggress like this and they want to pretend like they're all that in a bag of chips, even take a half step back because you still have range. And then this is nothing, and you can still thrust them. And you're a little safer. So it's a good one to go. Hips, big thing with the hips.
Yeah.
Another low percentage shot with a sword and shield fighter, if they think that they've got you because you're a polearm fighter and they like to chicken wing this out here, tag these forearms.
Yeah.
Because they'll literally just look at it and go. But that's where you have to do your thrust pel work to get that level of accuracy.
Yeah. Yep.
And you do have to hit this just a little bit harder because their shoulder absorbs it. So,
Well,
but
and there are mitigating circumstances on this, right? So the higher skill the person, the more they're generally going to have that angle. So when you see a lot of sword and shield people, like you're saying, they'll be out here like this, and they'll be like that, and this elbow is out here like that. You can hit it, knock it back, it won't go too far. Sometimes they'll be in front like this. If it's bent up at a 90, hit it right in front of the point.
Yeah.
But if they start doing this more, where there's like that angle here,
Don't worry
that's
about
you
that.
want to be careful of that.
Yeah.
They know that that's a shot that you can hit, and so they're intentionally making it less of a target. However, if you get people in the very late period armor where they have those elbows that are like tied on and they have a flare, that edge of that flare will catch the thrusting tip all day long. So you just throw right down the length of their forearm, catch that, hit it.
This is a thrust thing.
Yeah,
A thrust
this is
field,
a thrust.
I was imagining a.
So like,
yeah.
this is good, this is okay,
But
this
that
is
is the
bad.
defense tip off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be able to put this on anything. Like if your thrusting tip can physically get to a person, you should be able to hit that. That's the level of skill you want to get to. Because then everything you do gets more dangerous.
Now you've got those flared tips, so be really careful. Yeah. If you can get down to a slimmer profile tip, do that. But if you're going to keep that tip, I'm not saying don't use those. I'm saying practice for the opening that's around
It's
the
a 2-inch
flared
tip,
part, not
so,
the
yeah.
Yeah. And then this is not my stick. It was one I borrowed.
yeah, that's fine.
And I am open for hearing suggestions of what to use this time. Definitely in terms of weight, this is a much heavier stick than that. And I haven't held it one, but it looks lighter.
It's probably.
His stick is
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
It's got a little bit of mass. Yeah, this is.
this
This one is got some mass, but it's really huge.
it is huge. Yeah.
Like that's a much thicker piece.
yeah,
of
that's
thing.
that. Yeah. The
It's
other-
not as heavy as it should be for how big it is.
Yeah.
And part of the reason I end up with lighter rattan is I have tiny little hands. I have to get
Yep.
thinner rattan that I can get
So
my hands
the
around.
growth ring distance from this growth ring to this growth ring, the shorter you are, the stiffer it'll be. But the thing that's making this light is I bet the nodule density in this is really, really not so good. So if you look in like each individual nodule inside the grass is like a vein.
Well, you
yeah,
can tell
like
that just
little-
from looking at the husk. Look
Well,
how-
kind of, yeah. But like mine's fairly dense. It's just, and this
Yep.
is decent, but it's not fantastic.
Yep.
So it's a little bit light because it's a little bit too big. But the density was nice. And like all things, you end up getting whatever you can find at the store when it's there. So I've got like 6 of these hidden away in my house. When one dies, I dig out the next one. So
So, what other questions do you have?
The problem is I'm still new enough to this that I don't necessarily know what questions I don't know, what things I don't know. When you're fighting polar, I think I asked you this before, but like, what percentage of your day ends up being that thrust versus being closer and doing cuts or?
it's dependent on what they do.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to take a thrust before I take a cut, just because it's safer.
Yeah.
So if they give me something I want, like I'm going to look at their hips, I'm going to look at that arm, like how you've got it bent a bit right there.
Yeah.
So, and then there's massaging of the battlefield, so to speak, that I need to do. Like in your stance right there, I could probably throw into your upper armpit maybe on your right side and make it stick. I could throw at your face a bit. I could probably throw at your right hip a bit, depending, even though your weapon's there, because your hands are kind of in a weird spot for that. But if I move around a little bit, and depending how you move, and then if I want to get out here and kind of mess with you a little bit and play with it some, see now I can move you around some.
And now do a
And then it
different
becomes a
stance
method of, will you reset or won't you?
Yeah.
If you don't reset, like if you stay here, it's just this.
Yeah.
And see how your instincts you kind of want to pull back on it?
Yeah.
It doesn't stop it. Because it's already past the point. Once it gets past the rattan,
Yeah.
you have to knock it off your body.
Yeah.
Chasing it won't do it.
Defensive wise, what's your game plan? Because this is a little bit about how to kill the other person. Like, if someone's trying to kill you and they're as good as you, what are you doing to try and stop them? Like,
So, see that shoulder point, right? So what I will do is I have a kind of consistent stance between, I want it to be a threat for a cut, a thrust, or a block,
right.
right? So if I do this, obviously it's kind of a cut, right?
Yep.
Or at least it's looking like one. This is pretty obviously going to look like a thrust,
Yeah, so you could do that,
Or
or
I
you
could
could
thrust.
thrust, yeah.
right? And it covers a lot.
Yeah.
So If you try to throw anything at the upper half of my body, like a thrust or a cut, either way, it's just this, and I can step through it and come in if I want. Or if we're out here, like this kind of thing, right? You come up to here or anything like that, I could try to throw that thrust in, but if you take a step in and pull up like you're going to go for a cut, yep. Now what can I do?
Not hit me.
Yes.
Exactly.
The smaller move you can make when it comes to your defense, the better you're going to be.
I'm going to find back a little bit.
So find it out. So when it comes to your defense, the smaller the move you can make, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah.
So big moves don't mean anything. Small moves. And controlling the weapon means something different when you fight polearm to polearm. And it means something different when you fight polearm to sword and shield.
Okay.
So who's got control of the polearms right now?
Probably.
Yes.
Yours the way this is more on, and you'll have of me. I'm off to the side of it.
I'm a little off balance because I'm in sandals.
Mm.
So, all right. So then, I see a lot of people do this number right here, where they keep the tips on the polearms.
Yep.
All you are doing is giving me information.
Yeah.
So control doesn't necessarily mean contact. Control can mean where your body is in space.
Yeah.
It can mean, what can I make you look at? Because you're looking at my eyes, and this is how I beat you in the tournament, was you're looking at my eyes while I just very slowly got my feet where I wanted, right?
Yep.
Tom moves fast, I move
Anal
slow.
Watts doing okay?
So
Yep. Doctor said they're all
when you
good.
fight polearm, the object is to lie with facts.
Well played, sir.
The
Well played.
facts are, look at me, I'm over here, right? So, but you're back to defense. This is where choking up is incredibly crucial, especially if you're in close range, because all you have is this long, skinny thing to protect you, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you talked about the light bikes, but it's a plane.
Yeah.
So this is bad. Do you see why all of this is bad?
So,
Okay, my arms are out. You can just reach out and tag
I
both
see.
of my
Yeah.
arms.
yeah.
It's really close to my body. I'm turning so we can see how this is really close to my body. This is a better defense.
Like more forward and more squeezy.
And I have a problem with it because I have a chest.
Yep.
But so out here, they can't get that angle. So if I'm out here, you put your hands all the way out.
All the way.
All the way up. Don't. So like this becomes more of a problem, right?
Yeah.
This is why we always wear our gauntlets. And you move under it. Move your shoulders, right?
No.
But see, you're starting to pull it closer in like this as you do it. Keep it out, good
Yep.
and straight. The closer in you are, the more they can hit those angles.
If it's all the way out, like fully extended, it feels like I'm too
This is a
strained to do much
defense.
movement.
This
Yeah.
is a defense. You're not worried about that part
Yeah.
yet. So you've come around this way, and I'm gonna block.
Yeah, it's like this.
So like this. Now is when I work on what my next step is gonna be.
Yeah.
You have to have A, B, C, and D, right? So shields always have the advantage, right? Because they don't have to worry about the defensive part so much as we do.
Yeah.
Every shot you take needs to have defense incorporated into it. That's why you have to think about it and have a plan. So like we're about in B range. I've started to choke up. You still haven't choked up. So I come in here like this. I'm going to push into your body.
Yeah.
So that's going to be my next plan, right? But let's say you manage to push me off track, right? So now I don't have the angle that I wanted, and then I have to go to plan B, which is to swim.
Yep.
Now how do you take that away from me?
My instinct is to try and pull this out. That doesn't feel great.
That's not bad.
No.
That's not bad. Because you can come around the other way,
Yeah. Like
right?
something like that.
Yeah. That's not bad. But you still haven't choked up all the way. There you go. Now you're gonna have more control when
Yeah.
you come back out to do this. When you were out like this, you wouldn't have been able to get the angle that you wanted from me.
Yeah. So now it's like this.
Yeah. Now you have a tight yes. So all right. So I've started to swim you. You're pulled out. Don't hit the pole. Yep. There you go. Or I've started to swim you, and you want to take it away from me. You take this and go like
Do the
this.
same thing.
And push me down, and then hit me in the head. No, don't step out. This.
Oh, you like go past and then back.
Yep.
I got that.
But don't lose contact with the weapon.
Okay.
You don't, because you took it off and did this,
Yeah.
you push because I want to maintain control. See how that works? You can put your this situation here. So
it's like.
nope. Don't lose contact with it. Don't lose contact with the pulp. Shove it like you're shoveling.
Use the backhand.
Use your back.
Like this.
Nope. Don't let go. It's better. It's harder because you don't have your
Yeah, when I
thumbs
actually
on.
smash my fingers
Yeah.
like this.
And then go actually towards me. Don't go away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, that was mine, but
Pole's too long.
It's weird,
yeah.
and you have to do it in armor to really get it.
Yeah.
But you see what
Yeah.
the deal is. So, but yeah, as far as defense is concerned, it's all part of the plan.
Yeah.
So
You gotta think moves ahead.
Mm.
It's your offense and your defense. So you can't think independent, like there's no passive aspect to it.
Yeah.
Shields can be passive, they can be active either way. But the best people with that even, they use both things actively. Like you don't just sit on it and hope for the best.
Yeah.
So but yeah, if you can think about going from a shot to a block to a shot to a block.
and shots have, and then you've got percentages of, will I get the shot, and then what's the percentage of me getting the block I want,
Yeah.
so that I can set up for the next thing. So that's why Tom's really effective in a melee, is because he's really good to be able to go A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
B's cut off, I'm going to have to go directly to F, and here's how I do that.
Well, and you can use a very simple version of your whole everything in melee because everything is easier. You know, people aren't paying specific attention to you usually, so there's openings that you can use a simple thrust or a simple cut, and the block is just what's next to them.
Hit the guy that's not looking at you.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's my war philosophy.
Except when
When
you jumped
in-
across
when
the
in
line
Oh.
doubt.
at me,
Don't.
I was looking right at you.
Just like when you're learning shield work.
Can't let him survive. He'll eat half our team.
Big moves are bad.
Octo's having fun with that.
I'm just going, I forgot something. I'll come back.
He was like, oh, at least you made sure you don't kill anybody. I'm like, yes, and you died for it, thankfully, because if you had survived, that felt really bad.
Well, I didn't have any delusions about surviving that encounter.
So the second time, I made sure to be just a little farther away from you, make it harder for you to get to me. So, what did you go through while I was gone?
I talked about offense and defense and percentages and
Okay.
In
Did you
close.
show them the thing with the elbows and the positioning when you're in close?
a little bit, yeah.
All right. So she told you how to show whether you have the ability to hit someone or not when you're in close? Like if your positioning is right
I'm not sure you were.
with the hands?
I'm sure the answer.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all got to do with where your
You don't
hands
have
are.
balance on, so woo and all good.
Yeah.
All right. So if she's there, right? If we come in close and I'm here, right? Who can hit who?
Right now it looks like you've got the advantage. You just like.
Yeah, he's gonna hit me.
Yeah.
Right.
Your
And
elbow's
she's
on
there.
the outside.
Not without moving.
Right. Now, how many points of contact do I have on her?
I see one primary, one in the middle.
Walk
but
all the
maybe
way
it's
around us.
1,
Elbow.
2, 3,
Okay.
right? If I didn't have this one, I'd have 2. If I only had this, I'd have 1,
Yeah.
right? Each point I have gives me more control, which you get a lot from martial arts. Like
Yep.
if you get 2 or 3 points of control, you can do arm bars and mean things to
Yep.
people. So for this, I can just sit there and close my arms,
Yep.
and she can still get
Even
away
if
if
I
she
pull
wants.
out, he's gonna follow that with that
Right.
gauntlet.
Yeah.
So I can just deny that, right?
Yeah.
I can put this here, and I'm still safe, but I can still hit her.
Mm.
But what I can do is, if I'm not in a perfect spot, I can get to here, put my
Mm.
foot, like this foot here,
Yeah.
is in
That
line with her
angle,
feet.
Yeah.
So now my point of pivot is on her hip, basically.
Yep.
So, and like I was saying earlier, you don't want to lean back. I just want to lean in
Yeah.
and spin. And then if I miss this, I come right back to here and here. Right? Because this, if she tries to do like the backhand, like I missed, boom, I've got that. If she tries to go down to my leg, I've got that.
Yep.
I'm not
Now
gonna
I
do
have
that because that would be
options.
dumb.
Like I'm extended, so I can't throw from here, right?
Yep.
But one option, oh, those are nice. One option I do have, if I want, is I can try to swim or point over the top and come the other way.
Yep.
So I could come like this,
Mm.
come back to here, or I can come back again to get this one back again now that I'm reset. All those are sort of options.
Yeah.
So how about, okay, go up for a second. So we're both, I don't think how, put your hand
Hang on.
backwards. Yeah, if we're both like this. I have a hard time not doing the right thing immediately, so that's, it's a little extra, but
Yep.
the, if we're both like this.
So you look somewhat mirrored to me.
I change my hands because I normally fight right hand back.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's to make it a little easier.
So
for
it
me.
looks to me like you both have shots.
Yep.
We do.
But I'm not sure.
He's
If there's a difference, I can't see it.
Yep,
Um,
it is even. This is basically neutral. We both have an elbow on the weapon. We
Yeah.
both have 2 points of contact. We're both roughly in the same spot. We can both maneuver the same way. The only advantage here is that I'm taller.
and my feet are not great.
Right. Now, if I really want
Feet are
to,
better.
yeah, something I can do from here is I can take this arm and push this down.
Yeah.
Just make sure you don't trap it. Like, you're not trying to 100% trap it. She can move it, but you can put pressure on it.
Yep.
You can deny people. This is the difference, at least in our kingdom. Your kingdom may vary. For us, a grapple is this.
Yeah.
Right? You're grabbing something. But if I was to do something like this or like this, that's not a grapple where we're from. That's just my elbow holding your hat.
Yeah.
Now, you can say you're fighting over the weapon, which happens occasionally, but I can't really hold this here. This is like a momentary thing where I'm denying her some movement, and I can even just do it by doing this. I don't have to grab it. I just have to be there so she can't move.
Oh, the other thing he can't do is hold that arm up. No, push your arm up. He can't hold my blade like
I
this.
fully understand.
Yeah, you can't trap blades.
Yeah.
It's very focused on.
Apparently Lars didn't know that. Silly boy. All right, so from here, what do you think you could do from here?
I mean,
Yeah, get out of the way.
my instinct is to, while keeping that trap, try and do this.
No.
Well, no, you could. You
Just
could.
swim it up
No,
from the
I
half
can't because
Well,
of how short I
She
am.
can't. I can't. Plus, this trap is not. So, for me, I could do a couple things here. Like, if I don't want to try to push down here, I could slide this foot back and drop it that way, and drop my weight back into a circle towards her. And again, if this misses, the block's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm safe. And even if she tries to push up and over it, like that, then take it with it, right? And then you can try to reset back if you want, but it takes her out of her shot.
Yeah.
If you have something where you can do a full swim, go ahead and swim with it. Right? So she can pull that over.
Yep.
And if she wants to, as she comes over the top, like she's trapping it here, that makes this backhand tricky. That's going to be hard to hit hard enough.
Yep.
But as she's doing the swim, go back. No, go all the way back.
All the way back.
Right, so we're here. You swim it over, and then push your right shoulder towards my face. And then throw your hand at me. Yeah. And she doesn't weigh that much, right? But you can see that even that little bit of a lean is making me have to step back because it's pushing through my weakness, right? If you're squared into someone and they come at you, this is where you're weakest, right? If I'm here or here, I can take a charge from that better. But if we're here fighting, we're basically equal. But then when she does that swim,
It's a big push, yeah.
and she turns sideways, now if she just steps into me, this becomes very hard to hold. I'd have to change something.
Yeah.
And because my hands are trapped, that gets worse.
But because I'm shorter, probably what I'm going to do in this situation is get your hand a little outside of his armpit, make sure you got your foot behind his butt, and shove through his chin.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
And the only way
elbow
for me to really
over
stop
the
that
and
is
the
like, so if she
symptoms
starts to
that
do that,
people
right?
are really concerned about.
he's got to
Yeah.
extraordinary measures.
If you do that,
So that's part of the fight, right? So you're moving from thing to thing to thing to thing.
No,
Uh,
correct. Yeah.
That whole situation, all of that is the fight for control.
Yeah.
It's we're only trying to get into, because the phrase you want to remember is position over submission. We're not actually trying to get into position where we can
that's getting into grapple.
hit each other at the outset. We're trying to get into a position where we can maintain control and
Yeah.
then get the attack.
Now, if there is a clear shot, right, you just take it. But
Oh,
more
yeah.
often than not, there won't be. Like, there was one in the polearm tournament against one of the guys in Valpor's guys,
Yeah.
where basically on go, I just knocked it aside and stepped through him and hit him
Yeah.
and kept going. But that was just there. It was just something to do. But if we're normally coming in on stuff, if I'm coming in and she's there, I want to make sure I'm covered. All right, so I'm pretty well covered. Make sure the butt spike's not an issue. And then from here, I'm putting her weight behind her.
Yeah.
It's putting her butt over her, head over her butt. Now she can lean forward some, but if she pushes too hard, I can just let go. Right? I can just slide this foot out, do that, and bam. Which that happens if you put your weight too far forward. If I get over, this is a little hard to see under helmet on, but if I get to here and I push down, like I'll have to make an effort to push on that. She can let this rest on her helmet,
Yep.
which will take and put the weight distributed through her spine, which makes this way easier. There's no energy outlay for her
Yep.
to do this, and I am wasting energy. So I don't generally want to be here, but if I am, that's going to be to her advantage as long as she keeps some pressure. Like you can't 100% relax. You
Yeah.
need to make it, like if
I
I
have to
feel
push
nothing,
up a little bit.
I'll just come to here and come
Yeah.
underneath. You see that one.
Oh, I saw that. Up close and personal.
Yeah, but you want to be careful on those because if I'm here and she's waiting for it and I let this hand loose and I'm not trying to grab again, just trying to push for her helmet and drop this to here and that. If she sees this coming and decides to do something about it, then she's got 2 on 1.
Yeah.
And then I'm in a bad spot. The other thing you can do from here is if I get up there, like from here to there, I can drop it back and just let it hit the back there and cues it, and then just slap it back into her shoulder.
That's all right.
So
Because this is, and then all he's got to do is push his body closer to mine, and I can't defend myself.
exactly, just to get in the way. So if we're here like this, right, and I don't think I can get this shot for some reason,
Yeah, okay.
and you can get the slap to be hard enough sometimes, but if it's not, just kick your hip with it. When
And you
go to do
don't want to aim for that to go right across here, because a lot of people have, because where your kidneys are. You want to aim it up into where you saw
Well,
where he hit me was like up around.
Yeah, if you hit in the armpit, there's a whole bunch of nerve endings. It hurts
Yeah.
like a bugger. No one can armor it. So, you know, they'll take it.
This is not great. Put it at an angle.
Yeah. But you don't usually have to hit it super hard. Like, you know, certain shields, someone doesn't take a shot. What do? You go for the unarmored spots, right? Armpits are great for that because no one ever says no to an armpit when you hit the stingy spots. They just hurt too much. Or they sit there and go, no, that was
The reason
right.
I say that is you don't want there to be a question, because they're focused on the fact that they're up around your head, and then they're going to be like, how did you hit me in the ribs? That couldn't possibly have been you. And it's like, no, I hit you in the ribs. So.
Yeah. So, long range thrust at max normal range. All right, so if you're here, and a lot of people when they go ahead and throw a thrust at me, they want to do this kind of thing, slap it aside. Not the horriblest, like you can make that work. But the problem is sometimes if you throw those, you end up out here with them, and then you have to recover, and it becomes a speed race back to the center. Not the best.
And if you miss,
So instead,
Eighth round.
Yep.
it's just a spin. It's like a cone shape, right? This is the point of 2 cones.
Yeah.
This is the ass end of one cone, the throw of mine is the ass end of the other. So you're like this, like that, and then the recovery is just that. Never really leaves the target area exactly, and it's a very easy recovery. You just have to make sure you catch the full block. Like if you miss that block somewhat, like it's here and I do that, then I still have to block.
Yeah.
But if you catch it, you can even do things like that and throw 'em, which I don't want to throw in Ian's house, so I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people when they throw that thrust out there, they throw it too hard. It's just that kind of thing, and you kind of curl under it. And if you do instead of going up on the last part, as it's coming around, you're doing this and that. But most of the time, that front hand will come loose beforehand. So the backhand's trying to hold on to it. Here, do it to me. See how it's kind of order you wanted to come out? If she had finished that, it would be over there somewhere. So it's a pretty effective way to do it, especially if you're like a long range. It doesn't have to be extreme range. Like you're not doing a long range, like, you know, lunge thrust, but just a long normal range thrust. And you can do all types of stuff with it. Just down and up. Make sense?
Yeah.
Once you get used to it, it's not too hard a thrust to do. You just can do them like autopilot. Just be here and just boom, bam. Really easy.
If you're in a situation like that and you have to block like this and your hand is off, just get out of his range completely.
Well, and use it like a
Yeah.
plane again. It's a whole blocking plane, right?
But don't stop here. This
Right.
is terrible. Don't ever stop like this. This is awful.
yeah.
So,
But if you get screwed, like if I'm out here and I miss and knock it down and she comes back at me, I can do it to here too and pull it back to here. Because as long as I'm here, this is a blocking plane.
yeah.
And I'm underneath it, and her whole weapon is coming this way. I'm pretty safe through here. And if she knocks it, try and hit it. The other way. You wouldn't be under that. It's mostly pretty stable for the most part. Yeah. So, but if you're up here like this and she hits it, it's going to be loose. But that's just bring it back to your hand. So, not the worst.
Yeah, the problem, what I'm saying is never stop like this.
It's like a weird.
It looks really cool, but never stop like this. Always make an effort to get back out where you're comfortable and get your defense back where
Your
you.
war fighting isn't quite the same as ours, right? But if you go to Penzik or something and you're in a big long line of spears or pikes, and you get out there and you do a long range throw, you know, or it gets knocked down by somebody and it gets to here and you're like that, there's going to be 2 or 3 other guys trying to hit you. You can use this to do that. The way to bring it back, like, so imagine you're in a box, right? You can't leave the box. If you leave the box, your buddies die, right? Because if you step out of that hole to recover your weapon, they're going to get stabbed. So what you have to do is you can basically take 1 step this way or this way, but you can't take 2 at all. So you'll just be here like that, right? Because this hand's already off, so you're just going to bring it up underneath with a scoop, right? And then this one, you're just going to simply turn it. So all you're doing is basically this kind of deal. So, and then you can go right back to it. It's a reasonably fast recovery, even for a big, heavy fiberglass spear.
Get used to putting your hand on your butt spike where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That couple inches, when people see it too, they'll take advantage. Like if I go to a tournament and someone's up like this or this, I know.
Yeah.
Like Stick did that to me. He walked out in the polearm tournament a couple times when he had this much room left. And then I stabbed him, and then I went up to him and said, "You have a 7-foot weapon, you're a lot bigger than me, and I still got you with a stab because you're doing this." You're giving up too much range. So, but the...
And a lot of times, one of the things that I've had happen is they'll forget it's there. You still have to show it to them at the beginning of the tourney, but once fight brain kicks in, if you hide it, they don't know it's there, and then all of a sudden you've poked them in the nose.
Yeah.
So,
Or just do it the right way and block. Whichever.
How often do you find you use the butt spike?
I use mine a lot.
She does. She's actually pretty good with it. Most people, it's a panic weapon and they do it wrong.
Because I've heard different advice, and one of the common pieces of advice is don't use the butt spike. You know, it's pain with one way I have it. Like, if I really
So
want fresh
part of the reason that I even have it is because I am smaller and shorter, but like, you know, all great weapon fighting is lying with facts.
Yep.
And that starts with how you walk out on the field and how you present yourself. I look ridiculous, right? Like I have 3 inches of blue fur off of my helmet. But if you don't take me seriously, that starts the clock in everybody else's head. So take every advantage you can. And if people know that I can use this effectively, even if I never pull it out in a fight, they still have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So it's like Tom's cut versus thrust argument. Like if you develop your thrust game and you're still working on your cut game, but people know you have a really deadly thrust, they have to think about that while you work on your cut game. It's all mental.
And everybody starts out being better at one or the other. They have some type of preference for one or the other. In practice, do less of the thing you're good at and more of the thing you're bad at.
Yeah.
It does not matter if you get hit a million times in practice if you get better. And I get that's hard because everybody has egos. Everybody wants to win, right? But you don't win in practice by winning.
Yeah.
You win in practice by getting better.
That's where I'm at with sword at the moment. Where I don't do it offhand. I'm trying not to use it too much.
Yep. So my argument against butt spikes is that when you get into here, especially against sword and shields, people tend to do this right away. Where's my defense?
Behind you.
Yeah, it's behind my head. Like you can do a little bit here, but unless they're headhunters, you're in trouble.
Yeah. It feels like it's a very short term. Like, I want to spike you right now, and if I don't, I have nothing.
It works. It tends to work better on people who are very tall with very long ranges. So like,
I see you underneath their range, kind of.
yeah, because they just don't think about it. People. So there's Thorbrander who just stepped down 2 reigns
He's
ago.
Lee-sized. A little bit bulkier, but
He's
same height.
Lee-sized and he's a 2-stick fighter, and he fights in a barbute, so he visibly loses track of me. So, but there are advantages and disadvantages to everything. I give up a little bit of range, but I'm already giving up range by only being 165 centimeters tall. So it's
You're using a metric.
hey, I mentioned that on the phone with somebody this morning, and they go, "Australia's changed you." But yeah, there's pros and cons to everything. The question becomes, can you turn your weakness into a strength?
Yep.
Can you, if you can't do that, can you minimize a weakness and maximize a strength?
Yeah.
It's all a question of percentages and how you think about what it is that you're doing. And nobody, that's one of the things is nobody, even though Tom has taught me a lot, I'm never going to fight exactly like Tom, ever.
I hope.
And,
You should do better than that.
and I'm never going to fight exactly like Gunther Kegslayer. Those are the 2 prominent polearm styles in Tom is fancy imported French polearm, and Keg is homegrown Wisconsin good old boy polearm.
I was going to say more moonshine, but yeah.
And,
He's a big boy.
I
You know what
ca-
T-ball is?
Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, where you put the ball, little kids play.
Like
They put the ball
you
in the tee and you hit it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he plays T-ball with people.
literally.
So he's just a big moose of a guy. And
And
so
he-
someone runs in on him and he just belly bucks him back and hits him while they're in the air.
But this is a good illustration of how somebody's modern training affects how they fight. Tom is from a jiu-jitsu background. Keg was a high school and college wrestler. So he's going to really maximize how he throws his weight around. He can literally launch people like feet
Awareness of combat.
away. And so I have to think about that. He's bigger than me and stronger than me. I'm not going to let him get control of my weapon so he can throw me around.
You never want to be an A range against Keg. never closer than B, and usually a long part of B. So, but because if he can reach you, it's bad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But and everybody finds their way of doing the thing that it is that they want to do.
Yeah.
Nobody is ever going to do it all. When I first met Tom, I came from a kingdom that that had a strong greatsword game, but not a strong polearm game, and it was a very different situation. So I had to take what I already knew and blend it with what I learned from Tom and what I learned from King and what I learned from other people, because I had to make it work in my body as opposed to trying to do it the way that Tom does it.
Yep. So the one and only good butt spike move I know, guys, this thing works against both polearms, but really, really good against sword and shields, right?
Yeah.
So you're basically out here.
That's the
what it
Kentucky
is.
the Kentucky polearm.
When you're
flourish.
when you're fighting someone with a sword and shield, especially, you can fake like you're going to go to their head, right? So you're going to step across them. So you're going to their sword side, generally speaking.
Yeah.
So you're here, boom, boom, as you stab them as you go through. The last part takes some getting used to because you got to be able to get that throw as you're moving.
It's
I was
hard.
just trying to keep this in the center.
And
so
if you
have
miss,
the
you
balance.
keep going that way. You don't stop.
Yeah,
you just keep
don't.
going.
Oh, that's a weird place to be if you're standing there.
Yeah,
Yep.
you have to keep trucking. You cannot stop.
Yeah, but that one works pretty good.
That's funny.
It'll catch people off guard once or twice, and then they'll see it. But yeah, instead of going up here for this, I just go this, right? Because I can cover myself completely. So, and for me, again, it goes back to the position part. I'm playing my defense first, my offense second. So if I'm patient, no matter what you do here, this is covered, right? You can't go to leg, can't go body. You're too close for a thrust. You could try to bring up your butt spike, but the problem with that is I'll just come in and push this elbow in it. So then it puts us to here.
Yep.
And then slowly, I'm going to try to find a
Waste
better
control.
spot to get you until I find something.
What if on the approach in, like when the first stance you had, so when you were like here,
Oh, okay.
you had the stance up, but you hadn't like got on me yet. If I really went wide,
Nope.
You could,
it'd be tough.
but then I'm just chasing you,
You're,
right?
If you want to get that shot, you went to lateral. You need to come
Yeah,
this
come
way
in more.
towards me. Yeah.
Right. Bend your hips and your shoulders too.
Yeah.
No, different way. So same idea, right? So
But this is the leaning.
there, wait.
No, you're
Do
too far
this.
away for that.
So you're covered, right? You're just going to stay there. You're not going to move at all. So if I do this, right, I can't quite get to it.
Lean out.
But I'm still keeping my ass and my foot where I'm not falling. I'm just
Yeah.
leaning a bit with my hip and a bit with my shoulder.
Yeah.
And then I'm still coming in that circle so I can get that angle. But the block's still here, right? It's not, I can do this, but if I want more power, I can do this.
So he choked up, yeah.
Is it worth doing the attack the whip and then hit the hip, like just to bat it out of the way, or is it?
From that angle, I
Sorta.
wouldn't.
I don't know that you would lose timing and they would probably push back into it.
Right.
But if you want to do,
Step more.
you could
Step more.
do,
Yeah.
you could do this. So go into your guard real quick. Make sure you hold this
So this, push that.
so it doesn't hit you. I'm going to hit it and then I want you to react. Just don't swing, okay? But react like defensively. I
Yeah.
think you should.
Yep.
You could hit the first hit's going to make them react, and that
Yeah,
gives you
mine
time to
seems
come
to
back the other way
solidify
just as
this
they're
way.
releasing.
Great. Yeah, so that natural, that's true, the natural bracing behind that attack. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and you might be able to just do this, and then you see because you come to here and you come right back to here in case you don't get it, and then that would be that. And if you miss that, I might come to here, step up, push that down, do a backhand. If that fails, I'd come back to
Yeah.
here. If that fails, I'd probably come back to here.
A, B, C, D, E. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a bunch of different types of things you can do with that.
This is really close, kind of like one-on-one fighting. How do you like? I don't imagine you can do that on a pedal because you're not moving. You don't have the same body
Right.
shape.
Do it
It's
in
just
mirror.
you have to. Yeah.
Do it in a mirror.
A mirror is shadow boxing. Have you ever done shadow boxing?
I think so.
So shadow boxing, you can literally do a shadow against the wall, but it's a bit easier with a full-length mirror.
Yeah.
You just kind of get into a stance and you go to throw a punch,
Yeah.
and you see how the person in the mirror reacts.
Yeah.
So you're trying to hit the opening you see, and you'll see the move, and that causes you to move somewhere else. You can do the same thing with this. Where you get out there and like, okay. You'll kind of get a feel for where the openings show up, because you'll do it to yourself.
Are you good at visualization? Can you make pictures in your brain?
Yep.
Okay. So there's a drill that Bullen gave me called the Dukes Are Badass drill. And what you do is and you can do this while you're driving or doing dishes or folding laundry, doesn't matter.
Yep.
This helped me a lot. So you pretend that you are fighting the biggest, scariest bugaboo duke that you know. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
For me, for a long time, it was Morgan Olander because he's the biggest, scariest, biggest duke I know. And you go, and so you just walk through what a fight with him in your brain would look like. So but dukes are badasses, always going to beat you.
Yeah.
Always, always, always. And so then you think of, and this does kind of require that you kind of watch the people in the way that they fight, but you go, and you can have it be an amorphous dude that you don't even know, and you just make him big and scary and ugly or whatever, it doesn't matter. And then you walk through, okay, so we're lined up, and his shot comes in this way, now what am I going to do, but he's going to counter it this way, and what do I do from that? And that helps you develop that A, B, C, D, E plan of attack, right? And then as you watch more people and more video, you can go, okay, now I'm going to do that drill with Tom, or I'm going to do that drill with Lars, or I'm going to do, or I'm going to do that with Stefan, or I'm going to do that with, or I'm going to get ready to go into my first crown, and I'm going to go find all the video of all the crown contenders that I can find, and I'm going to do it with all of them.
Yeah.
Right? And but that's really valuable because I live in an apartment. So like, we have a gym in my apartment with floor to ceiling length mirrors, but I can't get to it right now because they're remodeling it. So I do the Dukes Are Badass while I'm folding my laundry. Or, now granted, I can't have an anime on and fold my laundry and do Dukes Are Badass. So like, you want to have only the one distraction with your hands to make it so that your brain does the neural pathways, but that's a good one. But developing the what it is that you're trying to accomplish is one of the things that you want to do as you start to get better at each individual part. So, pick which one you're bad at. If you're worse at thrusts or if you're worse with cuts, start there, and then go on to the second thing, and then you go, okay, well now I want to try to see if I can make my butt spike be not quite so useless, and so then you work that in, and you just add to it gradually. Never try to work on more than 2 things at once. More than that, you're going to be like,
They make great paper weights.
yes.
So, one other thing. So, go up your guard real quick. Yep. So if we're here and we're pushing around each other and doing stuff, so you do the right thing off the bat, which is good. Cool. A lot of people, show what Peter does.
That's mean. So.
No, here, you can watch that. So we're here like this, right? Do your right hand back though.
You need to do, because Peter's right hand back,
All right. So you're here like this.
Yeah.
Do you see what the problem is already?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I use the shot into the arm.
She's chicken winging.
Oh, this is the thing you told me earlier.
Yeah.
Which is don't do this, do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I only did that
So
because I was
thinking-
taught earlier what you were doing.
Yeah,
Because people tend to do this a bit, and you can kind of, and if they don't do it right away, but they have bad reset, you can push them a bit out, right?
Yeah.
Get into there,
Yeah.
then back off, and then boom.
Yeah.
So,
Poor
Thank you
Peter.
for that
Peter's
one.
been fighting for you for how long, and he still does that?
20 years.
Yep.
He's gotten better. It's just sometimes he forgets, and then you punish his arm. And now, if someone does hit your arm, like say you're in that close, so move hits my arm, right? So we're here like that, boom, bam.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to punch her like this. I'm punching in the air.
Yeah.
But the blade, just has to come this way.
Yeah.
So.
And you know it. You bloody know it. Like, it is not a,
Does he have a- yeah, he did not know.
not
You
out.
should somewhere.
That's okay. I don't want to punch his poster. But the whole trick of it, like if you lose your arm for some reason,
Just keep
you can be here, drop, bang.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So my undoubtedly wrong instinct was to do this, but obviously that's a lot of.
You don't
Yeah.
need to.
Yeah.
You can walk under it. That you're using your body weight again. It's still a punch. It's a jab, right? So if you're doing normal boxing, just do that, right? But if you want to do like a huge one and come up and do like a hook or something, sure that hits harder, but it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
So you're just jabbing to miss their face.
Yeah.
Right? And you're still shifting your weight forward. Or if you're further away, like if they catch you farther out, you just block, step in, and bam.
Yep.
You want to get your hand as close to the bottom of the
And
blade as you can.
Like that.
And you don't, and
Just gives you
don't
better
leave it
control.
straight up and down. Go ahead and turn it.
Yeah.
It's harder to do, but yeah.
Especially with sword and shields, you'll need to turn it a bit to get over the shield usually. With pole arms, a lot of times, especially if they throw at you, you want to catch it right above your hand if you can. So you can just kind of, like if she's throwing, I will boom like that, right? And I can come in here and then try to punch over. Or if she comes, like throws a shot from that side, to just do this, step into it, and bam.
Yeah.
So. But again, jujitsu background.
Yeah.
Yeah. And boxing. That's a lot of boxing.
Yeah. Well,
He just
'cause-
missed the face.
yeah, he was at the same practice as Branos, and Branos was a boxer. So.
No.
Well, yeah, he does his Lomachenko stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then I spent a lot of time. My jiu-jitsu instructor was also at one point a professional boxer. So, yeah, we had a lot of mixed. We actually did Hapkido instead of jiu-jitsu mostly, but he would mix all types of stuff into it. So, a lot of the positioning you use for throwing throws or submits or arm bars, all of it works in the SCA as long as you don't do the finishing part. Like, I don't want to rip out someone's arm.
Yeah.
But
So like.
if we get in here and something like that, this is not really dissimilar from, go ahead and go, and this.
Yep.
Right.
And this is just an arm break, right?
Yeah.
So I can either punch through her arm or I can do it as a full arm bar. But the it's very similar. You're just not doing the grab and you're not doing the finishing part of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, the
Adapt what you know.
3-foot line throws are basically you just kind of you get into here and then you either throw that way or that way kind of thing. But you're getting into position here. You can also do a wave throw. Do you know what that is?
No.
So a wave throw normally you get here and you push the person over your leg and throw them.
Okay.
Not the funnest, but what you can do with certain show guys with that, because I've done this with Conrad more than once, is get to here
Right, it's the
and
shield.
then step through them, and then that usually that little bit of a bump will make them move his shield next time.
And since we're shorter, closer to my size, if they have a big board, it works even better. So.
And though technically legal, I don't do this because it never makes people happy. If you get in here on someone, you can do this and then push their knee. Because they go from standing to like this, and that'll mess them up. I've had people do that to me. I've done that to people in the past. I stopped doing it because it's, although not spelled out in the rules as illegal, it doesn't feel safe.
Kind of very much edging on that grappling
it-
kind of line.
It
but
could
also
go sideways real fast.
Anything
Me,
that
that would
messes
be the
with a knee, I'm a little bit apprehensive on. Like, I don't mind pushing
twisting
around
somebody's knee,
and getting
then
some elbows
extending
involved
it
on
out.
shields, but
Yeah.
knee joints are iffy. So, although I think it's technically legal by not being ridden out as illegal, it's probably not safe enough to be worth it. So, or anything that grabs a shield. Like, if you go over the top and pin a shield, there's nothing technically that makes that illegal, but you're not really grabbing it, it's just trapped between your weapon and your body. But if you were to fall or slide, it becomes an arm break.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
And if you feel that happening, it's better to let go of your weapon and lose the fight than break your
Yeah, or
weapon.
just fall down.
Yeah.
Like, just don't fall down dumb. You know, tuck so you don't bounce your head off the ground, and you know, keep yourself tight so you don't not flailing about where everything can be stepped on or broken. But yeah, if you get in a situation, you'll get this occasion like someone will drop an arm or something to grab your weapon.
Yep.
So if I'm here like this, right, and you drop one hand to grab it, right, and if I start to pull it, right, go ahead and grab it, pull it. If you get to here, be careful of this.
Oh yeah, that's not it.
Let go.
Yeah, because your hand just wants to open that
Yeah.
way, right? But if I'm going this way, it's just going to keep wanting to bend it.
At that
if I
point, it's hard
start
to let go,
twisting,
yeah.
that's
And if
gonna
you
be
can't
real
let
bad.
go, call a hold.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just
I mean,
be-
well, at that point, you're bending it this way.
yeah, and you can't let go. So it's just, you want to be careful of circumstances where people just react. Like, probably no one's going to do it intentionally, but if they panic and go the wrong way, that's a thing.
But if you're gonna do that, go up so I can grab you.
I was going to show them directly.
Okay.
Let me know this is what you were going to talk about. So if you're here like this, right,
Yep.
and I do that, and go like this,
Yep.
and knock it straight down, and then right here, and I'm cocked back already.
Yep.
So it's just stand.
Yeah.
But if I do this and you try to pull back, right?
Yep.
I'm just putting my weight down.
Yeah,
on
that's
it.
not hard for you to do this. So my goal, I just would be to do something else.
Yep.
Break
Or you
the
can
line.
let go.
Yeah,
Like,
let
you
go
don't
with
like
this
it, just
backhand.
let
Yeah.
No, let go and go.
I mean,
Just
yeah,
give
you
it-
can, but like,
it stops the fight.
yeah. So actually, what I was gonna say was go up like so. You grabbed him way out here. If you're gonna grab, never do that. You want to grab as close to that top hand and pull it down as fast. Do it
Yeah.
fast. You can't do it slow.
Yep.
So like,
Yeah.
right?
So if you get below you, then you have that weight thing going on.
Yeah.
You do.
It's half of
The,
it.
the tricks to get out of that.
He's
are
gonna
fun,
launch
though.
me across the
Well,
room though. So
there's a couple things you can do. You can do this, but then again, it becomes an armbar,
yeah.
Yeah.
right? But the inspiration there is to get her to let go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to keep twisting it because shoulders pop, elbows pop. The other thing you could do if you're that, to grab it, right? You pull it down,
Drop the other one.
and then it just becomes a hold.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody likes to play this game too much, just do this, they'll call hold.
Okay.
Then you reset.
Because I'm not super familiar with the rules about weapons, but I have seen fights where basically both sides did that. Eventually switch weapons and then one of them killed the other.
You could.
That happens.
Usually what we'll do is
not
if we
common,
grab
but-
each other and we know we've got decent grips, we'll be like, so hold, yeah, hold, okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll just go hold and separate and reset.
I just haven't seen a whole sword foot in Australia in maybe those two rules. But
And I don't know that you've had enough polearms to have had that happen a lot. We have a lot of polearms.
We are Polearm Grand Central Station.
Yeah, about a third of our people are polearm fighters.
I did that at Penzith last year, and it was just like a hedgehog of poles. It was like,
Yes.
I've done a sword and shield. It's not even a sword and shield I'm used to. How do I get past this?
Yep. So things gauntlet-wise to watch for.
Otherwise,
Like, so these are dreaders, right? They're pretty bulletproof. But go ahead and go in your guard real quick. So if someone takes and throws a shot at you, right? They don't have to hit your hands and hit your hand. So they hit here and she reacts. It's going to go boom right down there.
Yep.
And so if like these are a little bit need to be retightened, that string's gone.
These are my old ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
The if they come down and they're like that, it'll hit her hand.
Yep.
That could break a knuckle, but it's probably just going to sting like a mother.
It just, I mean, so far it's just hurt real bad.
Yeah. Because I have basically the same rules as these. Like they're tainty, they're pretty big, but
My new ones are more like those
Yeah.
that you're wearing.
They're certainly adequate. Like
For the
I
price
find those
point,
acceptable for people to fight polearm a fair bit, and you're probably not going to end up with anything broken. But if you use them a lot, you're probably going to get some bruises and bumps.
So these being my old ones, I bought these right before COVID,
yeah.
and they had 5 years of immediate hard use, so they fell apart pretty fast.
But you can fix some of that. Like you're missing strings.
I'm missing some strings. The gloves are not in super great because this is my thrusting
Yeah,
hand.
the palm's going.
Um,
But this and this are the
Yeah,
two that
these
need
are the
to fix.
problems. The thing that I didn't like about this version of these is my thumbs were always getting jammed. The new version with the enclosed thumbs is a lot more safe. The other thing is it has this really thin leather cuff. The new ones have that one's not quite as wide as mine, but the new ones have a wider leather cuff. I was constantly getting my back of my wrists screwed up. So the new ones are safer, but they're stiffer. The other modification that you might want to do to these plastic guys is get like 4mm stick-on foam and put that. You just open them up and then like stick it in the back of the knuckles, and that's all you need because you just need something to take the shock off. But other than that, that's really the only thing I do to these. They're for the price point because my original I got shipped from the UK from the Night Shop.
Like $200.
For it was with shipping, it was like $320 or something like that. And then my new ones I ordered from Purple Heart in Texas, and they were slightly cheaper because the shipping was less. But
Also
if you
9
want to
pounds.
get people into fighting polearm, these are the most economic, most protective. And then Tom is of course wearing the Cadillacs.
I've
because-
used many gauntlets over 30 years, and these are the only ones I haven't gotten injuries in.
Okay.
Wow.
Like not even little injuries, like
But
blood
they're-
blisters, nothing.
Yeah.
But for me, they're too heavy. So-
You used to.
And I don't like the huge bells.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Because that lets my armor slide up underneath.
Yeah.
If they were tighter, it'd be hard to get my forearm armored.
Yeah, my leather van braces just fit up underneath these. Between the plastic and the cuffs and the leather on my arms, I don't need a whole lot else.
Well, look and feel.
Yeah.
So, you got any questions?
I think I'm at so.
I have a question.
All right.
Sorry. So I, as a sword and shield fighter, how do I kill you? How do I
Dave,
face up
should
to
we
you?
show here?
I do not.
I bought one over.
Yonto's going to provide props.
I've got one over here.
Oh wait,
The,
Joe's got some.
So yeah, Lars is the best for this because the way he does it is the best way that I've seen anyone beat me so far, and he
Will you
makes
actually be able
everything
to-
so difficult that it's tricky. The center grip shield a little different than a heater that's side mount, but it's close.
Grip, so.
It's enough for the demonstration anyway.
Yeah. All right, so you don't have a butt spike. Good. We have those nowadays. Drives me bonkers. I hate them. I hate them so much. So they're like 10 times worse than the palm. So you're close enough for me to hit you, right?
Yep.
Let's move over here. Just because you're right on the back of your neck. I don't want you to run into it or anything. So, can I hit you?
If you step and
Really?
I reckon. Just about.
No, I can reach a little more. I just don't want to hit
He
you.
doesn't want to touch you.
But I haven't stepped yet. I'm just leaning forward a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but if I do a full step,
You're
without a
very
lunge,
well.
right? So, pretty close. And that's with my right foot forward. You know, with that foot forward, I can easily hit you, no trouble at all. So you got to be careful which foot's where on things. So if I'm staying in this, I can't quite reach you, but if I'm standing in this, I can. You know, without moving. So read that. The big thing for you is be in your range or out of mine. Don't linger in my range where I can hit you easily.
Yep.
Make it hard, so you can use that as a trigger, right? So if I see a shot that I want to throw at you, like say your right hip, because it's kind of open, I might do something to get your attention up here and then drop it right there.
Yep.
You know, but if you know that's what you have open, like if you're pretty positive that you've got everything else covered up real good, then use it as a trigger, right? So if you get that and I start to throw, block it, maybe kick the point. If you bring your face down too much, I'm going to redirect your head. That's why I'm saying that. So you know what I mean by kicking the point over?
The shield.
Point, the bottom.
Swing the shield
Swing,
tip
yeah.
through.
Nope. So you twist your whole body. Just twist your hand.
Twist your hand.
Do this. No. Yes.
Gotcha.
Right? So if you're there and you want to cover your right hip, which way you got to twist your hand?
No.
Other way.
Bottom tip.
Yep. The reason being is it didn't cover your vision, right? You can still see me, but it didn't open your head up.
Yes.
Now it did open the other hip, but if I'm starting to throw for this hip, then you can use that as a block, right?
Yeah.
And the second you have this blocked, what do you think you have to do next?
I'm gonna slide up the weapon.
You want to control the weapon,
Yeah.
right? Not just know it's there. You need control.
Yeah.
Because, okay, try this. I'm going to throw at your hip. You're going to block it. You come at me, and I'm just going to move. We're not going to go super fast speed because I want you to be able to see what's going on. But just do what you think you should do. Okay? Ready? Notice how when you got about halfway, you started to pull back and
Yes.
stop?
Yes.
That puts you at the point where maybe you can hit me, but it's going to be at the end of your weapon more than you'd like, probably. It's not your sweet spot for sure. And your weight's back over your ass, not in front like it should be.
Yes.
But when I came up into a charged position where I can then immediately throw to that, and I'm still covered from a top shot.
Yep.
And I didn't move my feet. Like I shifted this one, but I didn't go anywhere. So the thing you want to look at on that, you didn't have control,
Yes.
right? My weapon was free to do whatever it wanted. So the second that goes into that hip shot and you block it, as soon as you feel connection to that, walk through it. Like don't just come straight at me, come out this way.
Yep.
And then you can cut back in down here, right? So if I go and I throw out your hip and you get that, see now you got pressure, you've got pressure, and I'm stuck, right? I'm not having much I can do here at this point.
Yep.
And you have a lot of control and you can throw a good shot and still be safe because you can feel this, right? Okay, take 3 steps back. We're going to keep this where it is. All right, now let's say you do the same thing. You're coming forward, right? Coming forward. Now what happens? See how you felt that? You
Yes.
immediately, when you lost control,
Lost
you went real
control.
defensive and your feet stopped.
Yep.
So now where are you?
I'm flat-footed.
Where I can hit you.
And
Can you hit me easily?
No.
You're closer. Like you can throw an okay shot, but it's a little reachy, right? But I don't have to reach. And this block is right here, and I know this is covered because you can't throw from your shield. So I'm looking for a backhand coming over, or a wrap or flat snap on this side. So I'm just cutting this corner, right? Now what do you think is the best shot you can throw at me?
Probably if I try and step off into a deeper side.
You can even do a better one. That one's slow, I'll see it. Short stick me into the arm. But, yes. But don't pull your shield back like that. Step through it. Yep. Better. And if my arm's not there, if I'm up here, just hit me in the chest. So if I'm up for this, just bam, right through the body. Yep. Or the straight down hammer shot, either one. Whatever one you think you can throw better, because that straight inside line is the hardest part for me to block at that point. Like I can try to throw across, like if we're here, right, and I see that, and you start to pull it in for that center shot, I can try to go for this, but this is really a difficult block, because we're parallel. I want to be more like this, we're perpendicular, so that I can catch it.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm camping on your 2 easier shots, right? Like the flat snap and the wrap are the 2 that most people are going to throw, either leg or body. So if I sit here like this, and you throw any of those, they're not overly difficult to block.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have to do much. If you just throw a straight backhand at me. So even if you do like that with a combo from like say a flat snap to a backhand to a wrap, it's not a lot of work on my part. So you want to do things that pull me further away or get me behind on the timing, because this is still slower than your weapon. So if you go bam bam and then you move somewhere else completely, you might be able to rip a leg or an arm or something, and that'll get you a huge advantage at that point, right? Just don't relax. Like if you hit my leg, I'm gonna try to hit you on the way down. So just keep your guard up.
How do you thrust? You find thrust working? If you're like this.
How do I do what?
If you're like this, and you can block the side shots easily enough. How do you pair it in thrusts?
Thrust? About the same. So if he's here like this, right? And I want to keep vision on his weapon the whole time as much as I can.
Yeah.
So if he does that, I can go for that. If he tries to go underneath the shield and down,
Yeah.
just like kind of like that, and then I can step back in and try to throw.
Yeah, I do not like having my sword down in that situation.
Yeah, there's one you can do that's kind of mid chest high where you can kind of hide it and
Yeah,
throw through.
that's what my instinct is. in that
Yeah,
position,
that
is
one
I wanna
will be there.
kind of bring it back behind me so you can't kill it very easily. And then double this a bunch.
The Roman gladius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm not saying it's the perfect answer. My intuition is these side shots are very easy to block by just
Yes.
doing this.
Mhm.
And I want to find something that doesn't do that. And you can go for wrap, but then you just keep that arm potentially.
The two things that make that easier, if you can hide everything you're doing behind your shield so I can't see it,
Yeah.
then it becomes much more difficult to tell when you're going to do a thrust.
Yeah.
If I can see your hand every time except when you thrust, I know when your hand disappears it's a thrust.
Yeah.
So then it's just a matter of giving myself a little bit of room. Because it'll go from like this kind of fight, and then when his hand disappears, it's this kind of fight.
Okay.
Right.
You're pushing back yourself to get
Right.
that room.
I want to try to get whatever I can see, and then I just want to keep that QN in some way where I can keep it moving. If I can't see someone in a fight, I don't know if you got any video of this or not, Ian, from Roni, but if someone gets in real super close to me and we're doing this, I'll do this kind of thing. Where I'll try to lean around their weapon to see it in their shield, just to see where their hand goes. So, and if their hand moves, I know the sword has to follow it. So, a little bit like hips, like wherever your hips are going, you're going. So, but that's mostly what I try to do with that. The thrust can be effective. It just depends. Sometimes it's sneaky and it works. Sometimes it doesn't. You just want to make sure you don't do anything and control the weapon. Makes that way easier. If you don't have control, then you're going to get hit.
The other thing I've had someone recommend is set this point like above one of your arms and try and push on that. Do you find that very effective?
Not really, because if he's here like this,
Yeah.
It slips quite easily.
yeah, but then it
I,
works.
I
for
think
me.
their thought was like put it like here, like above your arm,
Sure.
and then push down it.
Put wherever you'd like it to be. Let me know when you have the grip that you want, and then I'll try to cover it.
You might want to move,
Is that
Joe.
what you want?
Sure, let's go with that. Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and that's just again, like you're pushing on the bottom of the basket and the sword, but you're not trying to. I don't want him to drop it because that stops the fight and reset.
Yeah.
I don't want him to get stuck in some way where I can't hit him because that's not useful. You just want to put people in a bad spot so that it makes it hard for them and easier for you, or at least hard for them. Even if I don't get anything out of that, like there's not a great shot from there, but it makes you feel very, very vulnerable,
Yep.
and you're going to bail.
Yep.
You're going to throw everything into protecting yourself and get the hell out of dodge, and that's fine. Because then we go back to a reset usually. Because the second he backs up, I back up. Hey, we're back at rack's range. I get a free shot again.
Yeah. I've got to try and control that weapon on the way in to get him to hit you.
Yep.
Yep.
So, shot you need to know for polearm, and you need to know on how to block it. It's the round the world shot. I'll use yours because ours apparently sounds funny. But the usual I do with that is I'm a little bit out of range, right? Like you can't get hit from here. But the threat will feel the same, especially if I do any type of little forward movement at all with it. And all I'm trying to do is to get him to do any type of reaction, right? And I'm not going to actually hit you, but, you know, right? See how he moved?
Yeah.
Any movement is going to get him hit,
Yeah.
even if it's just a twitch, because it locks up his muscles. Because it's just that.
Yeah.
And I come back over, and then I can adjust this side of it for getting the angle. If this doesn't work, right? If I come here, boom, he steps and he comes in. Well, if you're going to do that, then I'm just going to kind of move around and kind of look for opening.
Nope.
But most people will take that as a trigger. Like they'll jump in, run. If you just sidestep him and throw a flat snap, you know, it'll work a lot. And it's a pretty easy block, right? So if he just, we're gonna do it slow. I'm gonna throw the real shot, but slow. Just block it by stepping forward. Keep your shield up, don't drop it, step forward. See how he comes through that? If he dropped that shield even an inch, it hits him.
Yeah.
Right?
There's only the tiniest corner.
Right? So from our standpoint, let's go back again. We're gonna do the exact same thing, but I'm gonna react like I know it's blocked, so, right?
Oh, and I know there's no cutting edge there, but but I'm still
Yeah, you still
motion.
read it.
reacting. Yeah.
My also personal favorite. All right, I'm gonna throw something. You just block it, okay? Or do whatever you
Right.
think you need to do. You can also do that. We have a couple other options. So if I'm here like that, and he's coming in on me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can drop it under that. You want to make sure you do this kind of move before you come down, because it makes people. It's like a shoulder fake low.
Yep, yep.
Your shoulder fake, they drop right in the hip. This is kind of like a shoulder fake high, and you bring it in. And heater shields, and any type of strap shield, that hip area is going to be open. Center grip's a little trickier because you can close that in a little easier, but that does open other aspects.
Yeah, there's never going to be, unless I'm using a huge shield, there's never going to be completely covered.
Yeah.
And if I'm using a huge shield, it's problematic in other ways.
Yeah, if you can get someone with a big shield to move it at all, they're probably going to have a slow return to where they want to go back. So you just fake it low, go high, go low, high. Either way, it doesn't matter. What other things are good?
So a lot of the things that I'm getting from this is as a sword and shield fighter is it's really hugely important for me to get as much of your body language and understand your intent, because then I know what you're going to be trying to do in
Control
terms
this.
of faking it.
You control this, the game's over.
Yeah.
As long as I have control that with my weapon, I'm always in the fight. The second I don't have control of my weapon, you're in control of everything. It's all of my weapon. It's defense, offense, everything. And I can't just pick you up and throw you. So, I mean, I could, but I'm gonna get yelled at.
Yeah.
So that's
Not in our rule set.
You do a bit of a body check.
yeah. I do that on occasion. If people come in too upright, I'll just counter step into their shield and cross check them, and they fall down.
Yeah.
But mostly that's useless because it makes them feel dumb. But outside of that, it's because they're just gonna get back
Unless
up.
you're in a war and you can then put your
Yeah,
glaive over
and
and
you
say,
guys
hey,
have
you're
that. We
dead.
don't.
Yeah.
For us, you have to let them back up to a defensive position.
Okay.
But doesn't mean I have to stay there. I can
Yes.
knock you over and run off and do something else. But yeah, we can't do that on the ground or dead from behind. Which
Interesting.
different tactics because of it, but I'm not sure which one's better. I think if I grew up in your system, I wouldn't mind it. It's hard when you're not used to dead from behind to keep that aware.
Yeah,
Can you
and
not kill them at all from behind? You just aren't allowed to. You have to go
Right.
around.
Well, what we do instead, like if you two are fighting each other, right?
Yeah.
And somehow I got in behind, and he's doing that. What I would do is I would come into here and do this.
He's messing with them.
yeah.
Yep, and then he can't use his shield.
Yeah.
My personal favorite, and this works better with heaters because center grips don't quite do that. If he's just standing there and I get behind, I just push this, and then push it straight down, and then
Yeah,
you can
no,
just
no,
hit. And if there are spearmen there, then it's all day.
Yeah.
If it's, can you grab a polearm real quick? If I run up on a spear or a polearm line, so like I come all the way around here, da 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 da. Hi, I'm not on your team. Damn. So the second you knock it down, it's kind of pretty obvious you're not on the enemy. But they still have to see,
Yes.
right? They still have to know you're a threat. You can't just hit them.
Yeah, the killing from behind does, it gives a lot more flanking and skirmishing movements in our wars, so you have a lot of people that will break off and peel behind, especially to clean up archers. So
Yep.
you often have to have archer guard, and you have to watch the flanks,
Yeah.
you have to watch for breakaway units and that sort of
There
thing.
were a
think it
couple times
makes
I
the-
went after your archers just because I'd never get to hit mine. So I'm like, I'm gonna kill yours.
I think it
And
makes,
they keep shooting me.
yeah. I think it makes the tactics more interesting. It is sometimes sad when you get killed from behind and you're like, oh, I was having fun. But I think as an overall thing, I think it's good.
It does drastically change things. I didn't mind your archers so much. They definitely are game changing the way you use them versus how we use them.
Yeah.
Plus, since you have some you can hit and some you can't. Luckily, I didn't hit any of the ones you can't. But,
Yeah, but the ones you can hit will usually still take it kill. So usually just do it.
yeah, it was fine. I have no complaints with your archers, and I don't generally enjoy archery. I like the battles without them because we're a paper rock scissors system. Every weapon has some advantage on the other.
Yeah.
And so you can use them in different ways, and I generally enjoy that bit of strategy. When you add in the archers, it definitely breaks that system for 2/3 of the system. And your archers are more effective. So you can shoot shields.
See?
Ours don't even bother to shoot shields because it's so hard to hit them.
Yeah.
They're slow arrows, they're big heads.
Yeah.
It's kind of pointless to shoot at a big shield. Our shields are generally at least that big or bigger,
Yes.
especially for wars, they're bigger.
Yeah.
And it's just pointless. But spears and polearms, oh yeah, we're meat.
So I thought when you said rock, paper, scissors, the way you say it's rock, paper, scissors with archers, polearms, swordsmen, were you meaning the same thing or do you have a different
Yeah, archers, polearms, and well, for us it's spears. So you have spears, polearms, and sword and shield.
Oh, no.
Spear has range on everybody, but has almost no defense. A polearm is a mix of both, but isn't particularly great against shields, and not particularly great against spears. If you have to stand still in either case, they're probably going to get an advantage. Sword and shields have the best defense, but they have the least offense.
Yeah.
But they can work together better.
Yeah.
A bunch of great weapons can work together as a skirmish line and go around a big shield unit and envelop it and crush it if they don't react properly. It's just the tactics are maybe more simple in some ways, but they're definitely clear and they're easier to teach. Skirmishing is probably the hardest one. You just keep everybody within weapons range of each other and you just spread out. So there's nothing for the unit to hit. Like they'll run over one, maybe two people, and the rest of you fall in on their flanks and crush them if they want to give you that, for sure. And you can sometimes have a screen of skirmishers, like at a Pemsic, where there's 400 or 500 people aside. You'll have a couple of skirmisher screens to try to get big units to chase them or move them in some way, so that the block of 50 chases 10 guys, and then a block of 50 will hit them in the side. That kind of stuff. Or echelons make a difference. They actually do something when you have several hundred people aside. So Pemsic has its own unique things, and most all of our archery or all of our melee is built around Pemsic. So we just don't we don't have a lot of our dub is mostly a prep work for the people going to Pemsic.
Dub, sorry?
Warriors and Warlords. Our big event's called Dub.
Okay. Yep.
So we get about 80, 90 fighters on a good year, 50 or so if it's a bad year. And we just break up into 2 baronies and more.
I have a question about the swimming.
Okay.
So when you're swimming, what is your focus? Are you trying to keep a connection to control more so than anything? Is that to come over and?
Actually, if you start to swim, right?
Yeah.
And I know you're doing it, I'll just hold this.
Right.
And then it becomes a struggle back and forth, but then because you're there, then I just kind of shit that way.
Yeah.
Try to get into these. But you see what I mean? It's
Yeah.
it becomes a different thing. So if you're going to do a swim, you want to do it smooth and fast.
Yeah.
Right? They don't have to be super, super fast. But if we're up here like this, I want to do that quickly.
Yeah, right.
So that I can hit.
Cool.
Or at least knock you down and
Yeah.
do something else. But if I go too slow, or if you resist, so if we go like this and you if we're like that, come back and then come back to here. And
Yeah.
there. So if you put too much this way,
Yeah.
then
Well, my
it's
thought,
gonna
the
go.
minute I felt that pressure there and you were still pushing, I was thinking bang, pop.
Maybe
But
that's certainly an option.
Yeah.
You just want to be careful when you go low because whatever you do, I can do.
Yeah.
But I may not pick the same target.
I was thinking body on that, sort of pops it here, like if you're up high here. Yeah.
It
Okay,
just
so
depends.
it's very
If you
fast.
can
Yeah.
catch me with if I'm starting to move already for hitting you,
Yeah.
then it could be a double probably.
Yeah.
It's just the time you're going to have to get it right.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, if I see you pull back your shot, I'm going to block you first and try to
Yes. So, are there different types of swims? So
Yes.
I'm going to come from here, pushing over to here,
Yep.
and then I can pop to here,
Yep.
and then the other way, I guess, as well, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a couple of them actually.
Yeah.
So with this one,
Nice.
and then I
Nice.
can go for that.
Yeah.
The other thing I could do from
So
that.
can I try that?
Sure.
So that was
I basically
pop to here. No.
just sneak up the Q end. You're like your Q end's
Oh,
a
yeah.
little low,
Right, that
shorten it
feels-
up a little bit, and then
Is that
pop
your
it up and
fault,
over.
or are you?
Yep. So take your bottom wrist
Anything you want.
Yep.
Fucking
And I'm going up and
to there.
yeah.
You're gonna go to here. Now curl it back towards you.
Right.
And then you can curl it down and through if you want, but this order is gonna give you something.
Yeah.
When
So
you get
I want
belly, you can have a
to get
long
that on
view.
the inside. So if we're up here, and then come up to here.
Yep. But curl it. Like that's not there. Now it's
Right.
if you don't trap it, 'cause that's good. Get here and then curl back. And then bring it down.
Oh, I like that. Oh, and that just throws the shot.
Bring the shoulder forward when you do it.
Yeah.
That way you're getting your weight position.
Yeah.
But like, I'm lying, I have enough space on you.
That is the guard.
Sure. So what's that just? So show me the guard to that. So I'm going to come up to here. Alright, so he's pushing into it. Cool.
Yeah, if I notice.
Do that
If
to
you
me.
do it quick, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, you got big body.
So I'm going to push this towards you. Is it this
Kind
one?
of. Let's go back. Alright, so we're here, right?
Yeah. So you're going to get it
So
over.
go to here. I start to push you here. Yeah, you want to punch it there.
Yeah.
And then stop it. No, it doesn't
Yeah,
give you a
that's
hit.
bad for
And
me
you
because
probably
I'm
will
looking
use
at this.
Yeah, but now you can do a swim move.
I mean, you wouldn't say
yes.
once.
Yep.
But like,
Follow through. Yeah.
Yep. It's just multi-move, right?
Yeah.
Like I started to do a swim, you counter it, you do the swim. So it'll work. If, the more fluid you are, the better.
Yeah. Cool. So, yeah. Okay. Great.
So you can do a bunch of them. There's, I'm trying to remember how to do
I
this.
can get a tiny bit tighter.
There's
doing this.
around this.
Doing this.
Oh, oh, you okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
I think it's fine.
We get
I
in
think
here.
normal movement.
You can do that, and then
And over the back.
Like those swing.
so. But the yeah, that's the other one was that. spin
Yeah.
arm.
And so that's just thinking about it in terms of cones.
Kind of just like
My
so now you go to the
current one,
front,
I
right?
think is
curl it
fine.
over the top of it,
So
and then
this
just keep
is
following. Nope. And
Oh,
that's the front.
to flick
But
it
if you
out.
want to do is the
Yep,
disarm.
I like it. I can't show you just hands over my phone.
You just keep pushing it. The more you push it, the more likely it is.
So this part,
to come out on
I
the-
would
So,
be thinking and stuff
apart
like
from
that.
having somebody else to stand there and do
Easy
this
doing
with,
that than making
what's the
hold
best
it
way to
out.
train for that?
have someone burning you.
That's it.
Some of them because you need resistance. You
You
need
want
the
that
weapon.
resistance, yeah.
I haven't seen anyone that's built a pedal that can hold a
Can
pole arm
do
in a
that.
way that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people do like where they have like a sword out so you can work against it,
Yeah.
and that's useful, but it doesn't react.
This was fun.
Yeah,
So having a person to work with, but if you do that, make sure they're wearing armor.
yeah,
Definitely hand protection minimum,
yes.
but ideally helmet wouldn't be a bad choice.
Yeah, cool.
As you notice, like sometimes just moving around you'll bump into people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In armor you wouldn't
Yeah,
notice
I
it.
probably if I could avoid
Yeah.
it, prefer
They tend to be a little more normal.
because
so pushing there.
Yep. Sorry, I reacted on that.
That's right.
Even that'll hit, right?
Yeah,
So like a thrust, you knock it down, and then you just want to do it as a curl, like you're pulling it all the way down like this.
right.
Just do it.
Ah, so it's just like a really little. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You really don't need
The
much.
smaller the movement, the better.
Yeah.
This is a double cone, right? This is
Yeah.
just
there you
tip
go.
of both cones facing each other.
Yeah.
Ass end of cone, other end's ass end of cone. So if I do this,
Yeah.
I know that whatever this
Is
hand
there a
motion
reason
does
that-
here, it's going to mimic on the other
Yeah.
end.
And I think the thing I've just realised is that I'm thinking about it as a connection point down here, but the minute I actually start the cone, it moves the connection point to here, which gives me that leverage because it's right at the tip end of yours. So it feels like it, like in my brain, it was actually leveraging from here, but it's not. It's leveraging from here. Yeah.
Even that would be enough.
I do want to.
Yeah.
Because it's just a quick move back.
That just gives me. I just saw heaps of space then.
Yep, and even if somehow that body shot misses, and I start to come here,
Yeah.
like when you go to throw for mid body, right?
Looks like you have a
It
shape.
misses. I come to here. You still got a block.
Yeah.
You know, you just need to step into it and choke up. Right, and you'll catch it as it comes in,
Yes.
and then I'll still be here probably.
Yeah.
And even if I adjust,
I see that
and go through it, now that's not so great because now I can.
Now, yes.
I would not
So-
enter here and smacking it like
I want to keep over your elbows, don't I?
You want to keep over
Over the hand. Yes.
and yeah, but yeah,
So
definitely.
then I can push down here.
Yep, and you can hit me all along.
Yeah.
Right, where I can't really. I have to make a lot of effort. And just keeping that elbow there, like you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Just sit.
Just let it sit
And
there.
it makes it really hard to get around it.
Yeah.
Now, what I'll probably do is this,
Yeah.
because I'll put pressure back and then give my elbow to block the back.
Yeah.
And then we'll eventually get to a point where I can do this.
Yeah.
So now that's a problem for you.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
Because this is just boom.
Yeah. Just that control is great. It's not much movement.
It's all jujitsu.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's arm bars without the arm bars, throws without.
Cool.
You're doing 2/3 of the motions and then skipping the last.
Yeah.
Love it.
Did I answer your question, by the way?
Yeah, yeah.
At least somewhat.
With my
The,
current, this is the main
it
pattern.
very much depends on the shield type and
I mean,
size,
the
but
plus
you want
stuff I
control.
usually like to
You have to feel control of it. If you
A lot
don't,
of it
you're in
has to
danger.
do with knowing, having a game plan. You can't have a game plan unless you understand what it is that you're trying to do.
You know what? Grab your shield for a second. I will not do my stuff. I will just do the basic stuff. I'm more than happy to work with more stuff too. I just wanted to. I didn't want to forget this before. So, your average everyday basic form, as best as I recall how to do that, because I have it built in as muscle memory, so I tend to, even when I try to do the demonstrations, I do things by autopilot. But most of the time, they're going to be out here like this, doing
What,
something like
what
this,
is
right?
this? This is
So they're going to be out here, they're going to throw some
And
sort
this
of
is
kayak here,
like really
and you're going
tough.
to choose a moment to go in, right?
Heavy
When you
and-
come in, they're more or less going to try to run away slowly, and they're going to push, and they're probably not going to choke up, and they're going to get here and panic.
Yes.
But you can feel you have something here.
Yes.
So when you do this, just push into them a little bit so they tighten, and now they're. If you don't get the first headshot, go for a leg shot. Because once they're to the ground, just keep your guard up, and don't be lazy on your shots. Like when you throw a shot, how fast it goes out is how fast it should come back. Right.
Yeah.
So you don't want to leave them anything.
Yeah.
So if you leave your head open for a few seconds, they might just hack you, but then that causes confusion. right? Like if I
You lose-
punched
you
you with
lose
a
that
half, you
control,
wouldn't
you
know
lose
what
the
it is until
impetus.
someone says, "Oh, half" or whatever. But that gives me a moment to recover.
It starts to become an even struggle rather than I'm dominating and
Yep.
just making you move. And
Yeah, and the boss does help. Like you were asking earlier, if your average guy that's going to be out here like this, put it in front of his hand or between. But if you catch it here, you can feel how effective that is. They're going to try to push and do things, and they're going to try to get here, and you just have pretty good control until they slip.
yeah.
If you get between the hands, you can push it right into my chest, right? And now I'm just going to scream. Like if they don't choke up from here, you can't throw shot, you can't block anything, you're just stuck.
Yeah.
So here, arm or head.
Yeah.
You can hit this
I'm
arm.
straight over.
If for some reason that misses, work your way down the body, like arm, body, leg, but don't headhunt. Too many people headhunt.
Yeah.
And most forearms are used to it.
Yeah.
So if you don't drop them right away, those might survive. But if they're in this kind of grip all the way in, or like this, or even way up here like this, rip the leg. Make sure you're safe with rip the leg. It's a lot harder to fight from the
Yeah, we don't like that.
I practiced a lot, and I've gotten decent at it. It's like
You're not,
What's
not your
you
go-to.
on your leg? Like, you self-disgust and watching, but after that.
Let's assume, you know what, that's unfair to you. I mean, you would have legged me closer than that. We would have backed up. Get wherever you want to be.
I mean, I would start out.
That's a bad idea.
Look,
You're good there?
yeah.
You're not in armor, so we would assume someone would eventually come around, right?
Yeah.
So, and if they don't cover that, like, they had a pretty good coverage on that, but if I say this point, sometimes people drift that up some, it's just right in this gap.
Yeah.
And you want to go through, like, you're not aiming for the front of their face, you're aiming for the basket on the other side.
Yeah, because I've got this as well. Like I've got this, and then you shorten it in, and you still got it in because you're dragging it into the
Now,
grill.
let's say I miss, right? I can't get through the gap, but he's got his basket here. I can hit that to get some control on it, right? And he's going to want to react to that, probably pulling under, putting a shield through or something. That's fine. This I can see, right? I can see his blade. I know roughly where it is. And now I'm just going to play the game of wait until he goes through something to hit. So if you hear, yeah. If it's a really tall person, because they tend to do this, they tend to lean over the top of their shield and look down at you. So when they do that,
I do that.
Yeah.
100% good.
now if they do something really dumb, like let's say they get right up in your gut, right? You just kind of
I don't like it.
yeah. You can do that a bit. Another one you can do is if they come in here, go straight up a bit. So yeah, you're there. So if I can get you here, all right, and pull it, I can try to pull him down, but I can also backhand. So if even if you're standing and you have good position, if I can get inside that wrist here, I can pretty easily, see how this hip is all the way forward? It's just snap it back, and then bang. A lot of people will take that.
Yeah.
So it just depends. You know, if you get a good snap and not a push, that'll work. Outside that, you're good. There's not a lot you can do from there, and this is one of the reasons bigger than this weapons are not a good choice. Because the second is a 7-footer, well, you're not going to be able to get some of those angles. And when you do the straight up angle, you know, the blade might be this far over their head. So it's half the gap. Thrusting range is thrusting range. Like you do the same thing. Like if he wants to be way back there, I can thrust anywhere in here pretty easy. I can try to fake low, drop the shield, go high. I just can't make it as easy because I can't move much. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Does that make sense to you? Again, control the weapon.
Yep.
That takes all that away. Control the weapon. That should be the name of the game for you. For
Yeah.
sword and shield.
Every one of those things was me just standing in front of you as though I'm fighting a sword and shield fighter, and I've just got my passive defense
Yep.
instead of keeping control of the thing that can kill me.
Try for control of the weapon and get in a good position, and you'll have a lot better situations. So.
Yep. Yeah, if you leg a forearm, no matter how good they are, you should win the majority of those fights every time. And the less good they are at it, the more and more percentage is going to go. The only time it gets bad is when you get lazy, you back off, or you just refuse to connect with the weapon in control. But even then, tons of polearms don't know to do what I do, so they don't know. And you know, sometimes they listen. A lot of times they just die. That's fine. You know, they'll figure it out or they won't. I can't help that. I just have to make sure this one gets better.
So I'm curious, when you're in that, oh, sorry, what was it? and you're in that far like dusting range, or you first start a fight, there are a bunch of people will do kind of the stick aim, trying to control your point.
You guys do that.
I personally, based on what Elaine does, have ended up in kind of the opposite approach, which is much more of a kind of turtle up approach. You're trying.
That's not terrible.
My approach is I want to survive that first thrust to be close, but it doesn't mean I'm not trying to control your weapon at that range. Once I'm in close, that's a different thing. But at this long range, I'm trying to survive, get in, and usually it looks something like this. Find missile movement.
Well, okay, so here's we run the maybe some problems.
Yeah.
Right, you have a solid basket up for one. So if you're covering one eye, that means you can't see. Now you can see off that side, but so you're in that guard, right? So I start here, right?
Yep.
So where is my point? Right? You have to look for it. If you look for it, I'm gonna pop it.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're there, I can just bam right to your eye.
Yeah.
The that's one of the things I do against lefties besides that reverse circle, is the more often than not in our team you're mostly side mount. So there's a shadow of the shield, right? So if I can get the point under that shadow of the shield, so if we're out here and move around, I can get down here like this.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a harder
Find
time
break
seeing
in
that.
the comms feature
So I just need to
because,
kind of
trouble
see what
service.
range I can make up before you notice, and then that makes it 2 or 3 inches to your face.
Yeah.
If you can react fast enough to stop something 3 inches from your face when you first notice it, put it on. But it's
I
hard.
mean,
Now
I
the
don't.
tricky side part of that is
It's,
it's hard for me to throw that shot
Lower
because
percentage.
I'm going from down here to up here and then straight here all in one motion. So I need to do it almost like an S. And but baskets don't save you either because if you put a basket down, I'll just knock it out of the way first.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because that's a thing that I've kind of I started doing more like this. And I've come to do more like this because it saved me enough times.
Sure. Go in that one you were showing where you have the sideways, right?
Like this.
Go
Like this.
like that, right? I'm not going to hit you, but I want to show you what it looks
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Okay.
So if I hit on the bottom
Move
side,
that and then
what I want to do is drop it here, because what are you going to do?
At this point, probably not.
Well, I'll tell you what you're probably going to do. You're going to slam that basket back down on top of the left.
Yeah.
Now it's going to hold it there.
Yeah.
I know it does that because it does to a lot of people, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
It's an auto response. Like new boxers. If you're out here and you're doing this thing and someone punches you down the middle, you punch your hands.
Yeah.
You know, it should be one or the other, but they tend to do this one.
Yeah. I see.
2 stickers when they're new do the same thing. Like they're out here and they're doing their thing, and you throw a center line shot, they bounce both baskets. It's just a break part.
Yeah.
So,
It's a great term, isn't
but you can take advantage of all of that, right? Because inevitably, when someone does that, you don't hit them, they will for a moment feel stupid.
Yeah.
And because of that, they're not thinking about their fight because that hurt.
They're out of the
And
fight.
then you move into something real quick, you can hit them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then they feel even dumber because they feel dumb about being dumb about it.
Yeah.
It's a whole mental side of the game thing. They're not dumb. It just, but it's hard. Like if I do something stupid, like I throw a thrust and lands way the hell over here, I'm like, my eye is dumb. So, but you have to kind of like just wipe that from your brain and keep fighting.
Yeah.
I think that's a part of the game we don't talk about enough. And I sort of picked up when Lars was talking about it. Is throwing those shots and pushing force in a way that causes an instant physical reaction that's habitual. Like your body just goes brace.
Yeah.
And using that as part of your fight. We don't talk about that enough.
Yep.
Yeah,
I can show you what he does with me. I don't know if you'll be able to do it the same way. So what you're going to do is you're going to be out of range initially. I'm going to throw a lazy thrust so you can block it.
Yep.
I want to hit your armor. But when you do that, as soon as I throw that thrust, you catch it, you step to here,
Yeah.
and then you pivot your feet and straight out.
Yep.
So you're making an L shape. Does that make sense? So I'm going to start where I'd be. I'd be here like this. I'd probably throw, boom, you catch it, you take that step out. I'm here. Now is how I shift my feet.
Yep.
I need to be here. I can't be here anymore. I have to be here because of the way he's approached.
Yeah.
Right? So that takes a lot more mobility out. So now I have to fight.
Yeah.
Like there's nowhere to run to in this instant. So then that becomes he can throw here because he's close enough. He can throw here, and because he's him, he can start to do a flat snap roll into a snap, a wrap. He can take a wrap or a flat snap. Bastard can mid-flight changes shots, and they're still effective. Like when you do that. So yeah, that's usually the thing because if you're coming at me from one direction, right?
Yep.
That's X, Y, and then elevation,
Yep.
right? That's it. That's not hard. Like I'm already used to doing this kind of thing anyway. When
Yeah.
you're standing still.
I don't try and come in straight. What I've kind of been taught is like coming at an oval, which I guess is kind of similar to the L.
Yeah.
The other thing I've been experimenting with is what Dust does is he will come in straight, but with like he'll come in like kind of like this and kind of change the line a bit. And it works for him, but he's also Dust, so
It's not a bad plan because it does cause some herky jerky and you may miss on the timing. The with Lars he'll do block to here,
Yeah.
so, and then it'll launch.
So,
And so it ends up being I'm adjusting on it like this, like a normal fight might be, but then I'm having to pull back or I have to do
Yeah.
something else real quick. It goes with extra access of aiming, and that drastically increases the odds of missing.
okay.
So it's much, much harder to throw in those extra axes than it is to just stand there and throw a shot.
Ain also talks about doing sort of a double fake, so you sort of go, like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you can do that. Anything that gets people into a. Do you guys do snake charming at all?
Yeah, like patterning.
Yeah, I do that a lot too. Like you'll just kind of walk at somebody, right? You kind of go back in here, maybe over here, and then over here, or move your sword a certain way. So, but they start to focus in on the mass, and so you can leave the weapon behind. You can move around.
Yeah,
with
I
this,
see.
And this, and this, and this, and then. Because those tend to be back with you, and then.
It's also why I'm always very careful whenever a knight does something twice in a row. I'm like, you've probably been testing me. You want to see what I do so you can mess me up this time.
Never throw that third shot. If they block the first two, don't throw the third one.
Yeah, I try. If I see it happening, I'll be like, the third time I have to do something different. Even if it's dumber, I have to do something different because they're used to it now.
Yep, they're camping on that third one usually. Because most all of us, you can hit a knight a couple of times with a shot here and there maybe.
Yeah.
By the third time you try to do that same shot on them, either in the same fight or in a different fight, they should have it pretty well programmed into they're going to do this, I'm going to do this, and you're probably going to die. But yeah, especially if you throw like, I'm going to throw a rat. Nah, I didn't get it. I'm going to throw a rat. I didn't get it. You start to do this when you're dead.
Yeah.
At least anyone that there are people that will let you throw them just to let you work on it, I guess. But if you're at a tournament or something, yeah, never three the same thing. Sometimes not even two. Just depends who it is. I wouldn't throw the same shot. He'll see it right away and program it in, and that second time he's weak. He's like me. He assumes you start with your best thing. So if you come out in this stance, I'm pretty sure this is a stance you like. I see you do this. This is not a stance you like. You didn't feel comfortable in your primary best stance, so you're already behind the 8 ball because you're telling me that you don't feel like you can beat me in your best way. So you're trying something sneaky.
Yep.
I know that if I just stand back out of range from here and just keep you under pressure, you're eventually going to do this. Because you're already uncomfortable.
Yeah.
This is not comfortable, or you would have started there. And so I just have to wait. If I engage you, you'll fight me, right? But if I don't engage you and just make you stew, you're probably going to go back. And the second you go back to do this, the second this hand comes out, I'm going to attack.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so you're
what
waiting
I
for
say,
that switch,
You're not waiting for them to go back to their best thing. You're waiting for them to have to transition.
Waiting for the transition.
Yep. Yep. Mental game. So you probably heard that there's the 3 aspects to a fight, right? You've got the physical part. I can throw a shot. I can block. I can move my feet. I can do whatever. The second part is the mental part, which is kind of what we're talking about here: planning out your strategies, recognizing what you're seeing in your opponents, and figuring out what the weaknesses are on the fly. Just doing little things to mess with them in hopes of getting a smidge of an advantage. That kind of stuff is all mental.
Yep.
And then there's the spiritual side of fight, which is, to my knowledge, is almost impossible to teach directly. It's put people in a shitty position and make them fight their way out of it. Not the old style of basically saying you're a worthless piece of shit, a piece of crap, and then beating the hell out of you to make you fight back. That's the 80s, 90s style of teaching people. Lars learned that. I learned that. It's just people beating the ever-loving hell out of you, and you just have to go, fuck you, and come and get them. And that does build a certain amount of willpower and spirit, and I'm not letting someone do that to me, I'm going to get you, and I'm going to show you. Right? But, not great. And it gets rid of a lot of people because they're like, I don't want to do this shit. And so, there are better ways.
To that negative reinforcement.
Yeah.
And you just go, well, this is not.
For me, if we're in like a practice situation, and I do this to Wu all the time, and she gets frustrated about it, and so do other people, where they're locking you up, right? I would just sit there, and it's a little like a cat playing with a mouse, but it's meant to give you this sucks, figure it out. But I'm not hurting them, I'm not hitting them, I'm just holding them there. Like I'll just get into that block, and I'll put you here, and I'll just follow you around.
Yeah.
I did it to Bane at Rowan.
Orlander's done
I
the
did a
same.
little bit to you too.
Orlander's done the same thing with somebody. He'll get into a position where he'll just grab, and then he'll just sit there and wait for you to sort of like go, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Where are you going to go? What's your plan?
Yep. It makes people think, and initially there'll be a swath of emotions and thoughts that go through a newer fighter. They'll be like, they're fucking with me, they're having fun with me, they're messing with me. They're like, oh wait, no, maybe I need to figure my way out of this. They haven't killed me yet, so I'm not getting hurt. So what do I do? And then once you kind of get past those initial things, you can tell them something like, hey, I'm giving you an opportunity to figure this out. If you don't figure this out, or if you get passive, or if you do something dumb, I'm going to hit you. But as long as you're doing the right things and trying it, I won't hit you until such time that it becomes the one or the other of us is going to die. Because at that point, we would really fight. But in that moment, I can keep you here for a while, but if you're like, I'm going to drop my sword all the way down here, well, bam, I'm going to hit you. If you give up, I'm going to hit you. You know, things like that. But it does force people to think in the fight. It makes them have to not give up. Yeah. And that's the only way I found to pleasantly sort of do it.
It's not pleasant. Nothing about it is pleasant.
She's still here. But it does give her the definitely fuck you aspect, which I kind of like. Because you
I'm
need to
not
not give up.
motivated by that at all. I put up with it because he's my teacher. So.
Yeah, she's still. Like I said, not the easiest thing to teach. But but it definitely is an aspect that the very, very top end fighters have. And even sometimes people that maybe don't have the training or the physicality for it, you'll see people that have a lot of will, a lot of spirit. They just don't have the other bits. Either because they can't, like someone can't get to them, or they just have a real limited training area or something along those lines. But if they lived in a metro that had a lot of people and a lot of stuff, those kind of people are the ones that really dig in. Usually. So. Yeah, it varies. So to make it what you can kind of thing. But generally, if you don't give up, you'll find more things. Like a good example, like this is almost perfect. So when I was learning how to fight with the pulling form, I was your size, so I could run around a lot. And I was a cross-country runner, so I could run around a lot forever. And so I did. Like both forms, you just run every place. And people hate that. So getting people to fight you is not easy when all you do is run across the field and they're like, I don't want to run a marathon, I just want to fight. So what I did differently is I'd find something about this big or a little bigger than this, and I'd just keep one foot on it. And I could have both feet on it, I could be over here, but the second I stepped out, I lost. Yeah. And so then it became, is it safe to stand on?
Be cautious. There's a water tank
Okay.
under there, and
So
if you
I
fall
put
in, you'll be
put on
hard
the
to get
edges
out.
fine though?
Yeah,
All right.
edges are really
So if you're here and a sword and shield is chasing you around, they can go wherever they want.
Yep.
Right? But you get stuck into this and you get your head handed to you a lot. But over time, you'll start to see those tight inside angles, and you'll realize you can survive here, that you can block here, that there's not 100% of this is their favor, because they'll get frustrated too, because you'll get in, you'll start blocking all this stuff, and then their shield's in the way, and they can't figure out why you're not running, and they can't figure out why you can't hit you, and eventually they'll start to figure out how to hit them back, and then it gets real frustrating even more. So then they go from being in utter control of that fight to not liking the fight for a whole different reason. So, because most of them, especially like if you do this here where they're not used to it, if you just kind of build this over time, there's definitely going to be a realization when it's like, this isn't working for him anymore, and he's beating the tar out of me, and I don't like that. But they won't know how to fix it, because they weren't really paying attention while they were doing this. They were just doing what shieldmen do. And you're trying to figure out a new way of fighting.
Yeah, I love it.
So, now they're smart, they'll pay attention. You know, some of them will maybe, but very often when I've shown this to people when I did it myself, they just thought it was an easy way to hit me for a few months, and it was. You know, if you get real frustrated with it, because getting hit a lot sucks, do it half a practice, start practice with this, and then go and do something else that's fun. End your day on something fun. But do it a bit, and it's going to be 6 months or so of suck. But then it'll help. You'll start to see those inside angles, especially with bigger guys like him. Like, you'll be in there and they'll be on top of you, and he won't necessarily react properly, but you're like, oh, side of his head. Bam. It helps. Or you'll realize that, well, if I hold my forearm way over here, that doesn't help me. He just hits me. So, see that. Or the other one is people up here like this. You can still hit people with that, but you have to pull it across so much, and it's such a slow arc.
So when you're in close like that, noticing that a lot of your defense, even for the offsides, is here. So are you ever bringing the bottom around here much at all, unless it's just if you see a threat going lower?
On a right-hander?
Yeah.
They can't usually reach me because the shield's in the way. So if you have the shield there, I can stand here. My right leg is pretty safe because they have to pull back to get to it, and then that's real obvious, and then it's just a shot.
Cool.
But if he stands here and he doesn't go anywhere, good luck getting over there, because if you come pose up that far, maybe you do this.
Even if I can't get my sword there, I can't power it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah, cool.
So
it really is just becoming differently for me, becoming more aware of what my limitations are as a sword and shieldsman,
as well. Reminding myself about that from your perspective.
When we get close, your shield is my shield.
Yes.
It might help you some, but it's really helping me more. You know, bucklers get tricky in there because of that, because they don't get in the way. Shorter swords are tricky because they can throw that inside down line real tight. Maces, same thing. They can be tricky because it's just somewhere in here it has to hit something. And so yeah, that all gets weird. But
So what
bigger
I'm hearing
shields.
from this is, if I'm you, I want to make some buffalo.
You can try that. So here's
I
the trick.
would love to see that.
No, you start with Mason Buckler, but we start out here. So the surviving to get to where that does have an advantage might be a little tricky. But if you do, like even if we start in here, so I'm going to start like this, right? All right, so what are you going to do? If we do a lay on from here, what's going to happen?
Shit, okay, so I'm going to come in here, trying to take that impetus away from you.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to try and...
Yeah, we have any power.
No, not from there. And the mace is out here as well. So. Yep.
The problem is usually getting enough power. Like you can do those little punches, but
Yeah, you really got to ab crunch. You really got to
Yeah.
have everything.
not impossible.
So
Like,
what you
people can
need
throw a 3-4 inch hard punch.
is a
It's just-
data, so he can't do those wide blots. Tiny little data like this long.
This is getting better and better. Start with 2
Get
daggers.
like a little prison
Because the
shiv.
buckler's just going to get in the way.
I
So
need
2
one of those
daggers.
little Assassin's Creed things and just jump in and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Prison
thing I
ships.
noticed that you do that I don't see a lot of us doing over here is this kind of getting over the arm and holding this here.
Bane does a bit of it.
Yeah, but
Maybe not as much, but
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's for me. I think there's a part of my brain that's always seen that as like grappling in inverted commas, but yeah. So if it's the haft on the arm, it's not an issue, is it? It's yeah.
I don't have control of anything.
No.
Yeah.
I'm basically
Suppressing.
denying you entrance.
It's just
Because if
suppressing.
I'm coming in, I can still come back and pull my
Yeah.
arm back. But I don't want to do that because then I'm going to get hit.
Yep. It's mostly like if I put this out here, right? I'm denying you from moving this direction.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't have control of anything.
No.
If I do this, same thing, right? I don't have control of anything, but now your arm or your elbow is a little bit more messed up. If I get in here like this, same thing again, but now you're even more control. Right? Nothing is
Yeah.
trapped, nothing's grabbed. It's just you're being denied access.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
So, and then when you, at least the way we interpret incidental contact, you can grab a half for a movement, right?
Yes.
Like you can do that. So doing something like this is 100% not even that. Like this is just allowed.
You're just pushing up with the elbows.
The only things you need to be careful about when you're doing these, and this is just courtesy to your opponent, is you don't want to get in the situation you grab this and you pull that, and you pull out a shoulder, or if I get you around like this, and I get that, and then somehow we fall and I get your arm or your wrist. You don't want to trap joints in such a way that if you fell or they fall, something snaps.
Yeah. So I guess in a sense, really, it's just like when we're controlling a shield with an elbow.
Yes.
Like I do that with
Yeah, I do
a
it.
sword arm. So
You can
Yeah,
feel it too.
that's really all it
like
is, yeah.
with something like this, it's a little tricky because it's a handheld. But if I get in here and just put my elbow on it, I can feel where the pivot is underneath. And he can feel that too, but it's a lie because I can do something like this, and it's not affecting my polearm at all. So if I do something like that and you react, that might open you up. Heater shield, same thing. You go above or below the arm, and you can bend your shield over, which is the same thing as pushing.
and so in that situation there, you could be here and literally
Yep.
kind of doing this.
Yeah, my personal favorite. It's a little harder. You guys do things just a little bit differently, which I found really interesting. But back home, I will try to get into here and either like if I can get your right. I know it's a little weird. So you're right here, right? I take this and shove it into here. Again, I'm not trying to push you. I'm just trying to trap this.
Just suppressing access.
Yeah. Right. So then if he tries to pull his sword back out, back into that.
Yeah.
If it's something where like I'm over the top on this, like over here, and I do something like that to keep you back, and then you try to pull down and away, then I can follow to here, right? Still not grabbing anything, it's just the blade holding onto it.
Yeah.
But the second that he starts to pull that to get loose, it's just that backhand, just a flick back.
Yeah.
So it's, and there's a variety of them. You do things a little bit differently than our people.
Yeah.
So I had a hard time trapping that on a lot of people, just because the way you guys teach them to move their swords is a little different.
Right.
But it's still enough there that I can get in the way of it.
Yeah.
in that situation, when you're following me around, I wonder if maybe what I should be doing is pushing into it instead.
You can try. Yeah.
I don't know if it works, but like, so I start doing this, and then I think, you know, your last situation that blade was down here, I think.
like this.
Yeah. I wonder if maybe I should be doing this. Like, I'm not thinking to do a shot, but at least maybe messing you up. Maybe.
Sure.
Might
So,
even trying to do that. Yeah.
but it's not
So
controlled.
yeah, at that point you're starting to play sort of hands passing where you're looking for the pressure control and the roll off.
And I'm thinking maybe the thing to do isn't to say you've got control and you run away because you did hit something as I run away. It's like, how do I push back in the right way? I don't know.
Yeah, I would make sure not to push so much down on the weapon that if I pull my weapon off, it slips.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was looking for on that. So I'm kind of following your sword, but I'm feeling your shield push, right?
Yeah.
And when you push too hard, then it became a pull out over and back.
Yeah. And what I was
Because
trying
then you're
to
gonna
do
go by.
that maybe made that easier was do this so I could disengage.
Yep.
But at that point, I'm just going to open up this side.
Yeah. Switch. I'll do it.
Go these, Joe.
That should be safe.
I'm a lefty, so
Okay. Push this blade.
all right. So keeping in mind that I'm left-handed and not a swordsman.
Yep.
So actually, let's do this. A little weird. This is made for righty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
It has a weird angle.
All right. So go ahead and get where do you think you need to be? Like where do you want the blade to be? Well, we're doing the same thing, right? So
Yep.
we're here. This is free.
Yep.
Right.
So once it was close to that.
Right. So you're bringing it back into here.
Yeah.
This is where I would normally trap people.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same one we did before. Yep.
Yep. So for me,
Push out and retreat back. Yep. Did that arm back.
right?
And
I
I,
just
guess
need to
what I
make
want
sure
to
I
do
don't
is
let go.
follow that through. Maybe? I don't know.
Go ahead and try what you want. Go ahead.
So I want this.
Mhm.
You're doing your thing. That's all right.
Now, what did we change?
Well, you have control now.
Yeah.
You're pushing up on me. This is very free. I was trying to follow that, and you do this now. So.
You can still, like, I've left you the ability to pull your weapon out.
Yeah, but
if you do that, it's just this. Now, someone that can actually throw a shot right-handed, that would be a lot better. I
Yeah.
can't. I don't have the skill.
just there was a shot maybe as you were pulling back to try and do that. I don't know.
Sure.
I'm here, and you're pulling back, and I do that. But yeah, you're just pushing up over your head.
Yep. The whole thing is duct tape.
Good to take.
The thing that's different is I'm making sure to keep pressure
Yep.
wherever you go.
Yeah.
Because I can tell where your weapon is.
Mm.
And as I started in between your hands, so I know there's a pivot point there.
Yeah.
But this is safer for me than if I go out here. Like
Yep.
with a pole arm out here, I have an advantage. But with a shield, I do not.
Mm.
Because you can slip this very easily. Right? But if I'm in between, now I've got
Yeah,
more
that's
center
it.
mass control. Right? So you can still do some stuff, but I can
Yeah.
feel everywhere you're going better. And I can try to keep on that the whole way.
Yeah.
Now, like with this, then it just becomes going low and going to that.
Yeah.
And I can afford to blind myself a little bit because I still have pressure. I know where this
Yeah,
is.
you know, you can't do anything without you seeing
But
it.
I'm not going to give you a gap.
I guess there is, if you're doing that, like back here, like you can't see me,
Right.
I can maybe see this, so even if I try this. Yep. Yeah.
But I can feel it. So you
Well, I
would-
think if I had both, then I would move one to keep the pressure, which I don't think I really do.
Yeah, good try.
That's what I tried to do then.
Right.
Tried to do this.
But I can see your other hand, so now
Yeah.
the weapon disappears, so then I'm going to go.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it in a way that I can see over the back and
Yeah.
hopefully throw or block. But I saw it go away that way.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting either a curl back this way or a thrust underneath.
Mm.
I just don't know what because I lost track.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not a Duke level sword and shield fighter. I'm at best a knight level sword and shield fighter when I fight left-handed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything else is kind of catch.
Yeah.
And I already did my quota for the year because I fought Ian and his buckler or barrier.
Also,
So I don't need to fight any sword and shield for till 2026. I'm pretty sure.
No.
Done.
You have card, check it.
Yeah.
So the big thing on these is you want to have some pressure on it.
Yeah.
So if you go back at range for a second. So for me, I'd probably want to keep an eye on that point, like
Yeah.
at range,
Mhm.
and then just be over here somewhere.
Okay.
I can always do a
Like
block
that's over there, so are you worried about your head?
on this side. Not, it's certainly
Like the head thrust?
like it's no more of a threat than the belly.
Just the belly's up, yeah.
So I will either. I don't like to give up my vision, so I'd probably cheat more to cover the belly
Yeah, makes sense.
and give you less to see, and then just try to get up into a point, and then try to get you to throw one way or the other,
Yeah.
and block the whole thing.
Yeah.
The you can leave an opening if you know that's the opening you're leaving.
Yeah.
don't leave a whole bunch of them and let them choose. Give them one super obvious one maybe,
Yeah.
and then take everything else away. And when they throw out the obvious one, block it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it in a way that, like if I leave this, right, and you throw it at my head and I block it, or I try to block it, and then you're like, aha, it was a trick. And then,
Yeah.
you don't want to give somebody a huge double move kind of thing. I still want to keep this covered and then block enough that I can get through without giving a huge hole somewhere else.
Here's my stance. I think I've never seen from the outside really, but my stance versus pole arm is usually fairly straight on, like holding out, but fairly straight on. Where you have more of a.
Well, he's recording, so go ahead and do
angle
it, and then you can
stance.
see what it looks like.
Um,
You're fine. Just do your normal pole arm stance.
no, sorry, I was using shield stance.
Oh, so sure.
Because I showed you before, but like my default stance versus a pole arm, like for sword I'll do this, more like this, but for pole arm I'm doing something like this.
All right. Hand position.
Pole arm, I'm doing this. I'm trying to come in at a bit of an angle. Yeah, and I'm trying to. You didn't do it, but a lot of the times a pole arm will do it open thrust. Can I block that thrust, step in close,
Which
step into
thrust
the other name.
are they doing? Body?
It can be body, it can be head.
Okay. So you're saying they're
I'm
going
trying to
for
block
that
whatever
right
their
side.
first thrust is.
All right. Here, scoot this way just a little bit so the fence is in the way.
Yeah.
All right. So you come forward. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I blind myself a bit there.
Yep.
I hesitated a bit also because I'm not in armor. I didn't want to actually barrel you over.
No, that's fine.
Um,
I get you.
yeah.
It's tricky when you're on armor. Like, I was trying to let you run into the point just a little bit, but not like normal because you don't have the armor on.
That's why but you were doing something more like this, like this, I think. Is that
I'm keeping the shield out at a farther point, and I'm using the angle to cover more of it.
Yeah.
So like in that case, when you move, like so try to keep a little there, because that'll leave this a little bit. But
Yeah.
know this.
Yeah.
So you have basically that shot a little bit, this a little bit maybe, and that.
And this is the obvious one.
Right.
But with
So-
this over here, that feels hard. Like this is not just the line. It's not defending. You can maybe pull it over, but it's a long way.
Yeah, just don't.
So if
go
I
that far out.
I have to do this. The
You
block
can.
head.
That block is pretty quick. It's an answer to the phone block.
Like this, yeah.
Boxing does the same thing. So if you're sitting here like this and you want to block the side of your head, it's just answering the phone.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just a shift.
Yeah.
So if you're doing it with a shield, right? Someone throws at your head this way, you just got to bend it back a little bit like this.
Oh, like that. Yeah.
All the way back up. Bring your hand back. Because if you can, and this is easier with people that are strapped, you basically you tilt it this way, so that eye can still see it.
Yeah.
But this point is covering a lot of that shot.
Yeah.
So this will cover a flat snap just fine.
Yeah.
If you have a wrap, you have to go a little bit back more to get more of the wrap.
Yeah.
But the thing is, as soon as you feel something like that, then you can either push back into it, step into it. You can do a lot of things to mitigate the return shot.
I guess my worry with this still is like some pole arms are very fast on that initial thrust. They line up and they just hit you in the head. And you don't have a lot of time to react. So even if I know they're going for the thrust, and I'm in this position, I'm concerned that I won't be fast enough to block that.
For
If
the
I'm
hip
coming
or
in,
the head?
sorry,
The hip or the head?
the head. Face thrust from here.
Don't come straight up.
I'm not intending to, but yeah, this is over here.
But you're walking, right? So if you're approaching a pole arm at a walk, even slightly offline, although a little bit better,
Yeah.
is not going to be harder. You want to take good, aggressive, big steps, and you want to do them with some authority.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah, I don't tend to do jumps. I tend to do, I guess, fast walking. I'm worried. I don't want to run because then you lose your momentum.
Sure.
But usually, if I'm actually doing this, I'm probably doing like this.
Okay.
But maybe that's just.
It doesn't give them a lot of time to react, but it ends up effectively being pretty straight.
Yeah.
As a sword and shieldman, the question I would ask you then is if you are coming in on that line and they're still fast enough to thrust you, what have you lost focus on?
Look, I will always have one thrust.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to get around having one thrust.
Look at the shot, but you want it to be low percentage.
Yeah, I want to minimize that first shot. So my best odds are once I'm in close,
Yep.
and then I have one free shot on the way in. How do I? In my current approach is to do something like this: to say I want to tank up, survive that first shot, and then in close and play the other day.
My general answer would be is give them a thing that has a high percentage chance of them taking, so
Yeah.
that you know where it's going to be.
Yeah.
If you know where it's going to be, you will look faster because you're already ready to block it.
Yeah.
You just can't give them something where there's two choices, because then they might pick one, they might pick the other, and if you
Yeah.
pick the wrong one, then you're going to die.
And the difference in that is you're talking about being reactionary, Tom's talking about being
proactive in what you're choosing for them to throw at.
Yeah.
So your approach when you're describing it is, I'm coming in hoping that I can catch whatever they throw, as opposed to going, here's what you need to throw at, so that you know it's coming.
And to be
in.
fair, Sword and Shield I tend to have a bit more of that approach to my style. It's just that, yeah, bombs are fast.
We'll get there.
I'm trying to minimize all the.
Gaz
Yeah,
and
so
are
I will
gonna
definitely
go
try
out
this.
soon.
Okay.
So we have to get Rachel.
Okay.
They published our list.
The what?
They published our crown.
Okay. How many?
12.
Oh. 4 rounds. Tops. With
Um,
4 buys, 4 buy-ins. One or the other.
One of them is T-Bone Thora.
Okay.
I didn't expect them to fight again that soon.
They're not usually allowed.
Oh, well, there
Because
they are.
the list closed when they were still king and queen.
I don't know.
Whatever. Not my problem. I don't care. You know, he's a tough fight, but and there's always going to be 2 or 3 tough fights in the crown.
Mostly I'm just concerned because they literally just stepped down.
Sure. I have no idea why they would feel motivated to do so, but that's on them, not me. I would take a break. So it's tiring. So yeah, fun times. All right, so you're going back to get Stasi,
Yeah,
and then what?
the museum.
Then what?
The museum.
What time is it now?
It is 12:17.
And we were supposed to meet there at 1:30.
Mhm.
All right. And I have the information on the museum and the parking lot, so that
Okay.
should be fine.
All right, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm a sweaty mess, but I feel like anything I did today was going to make me a sweaty mess.
Yeah.
I'm not used to the humidity.
No.
It's pretty, yeah.
This is a nice day.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a cool day. It's still a humid day.
Sorry, I miscounted 11.
That's a very small list.
It is.
Are you both fighting for each other?
Yeah.
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 So we're 2 of those. So there's really only 9 opponents.
9 others.
No, I counted us each.
Oh, so there's 13.
No, I went down the list of the combatants, and there are 11 of us.
All right. So there's 9 other people.
Yes.
Right. We have 9 opponents.
Yeah.
So when you guys meet in the final,
I appreciate your faith in my skills, Your Grace.
You killed me in the first round when I was going through the poem.
I did, in fact, yes.
You have a better shot than most of the people on that list.
We'll see.
I don't even know who's on the list, but I already know that's the case. So.
Tayon and Milraki are on there too.
Yeah, okay. Just run Tan around until he gets tired. Moraki, just pick on him a bit.
You might have to
make
edit
him
out
go
the
defensive.
last bit where we
He has great
stop
defense, but
doing the
he
general
doesn't have the best
discussion.
offense. And he worked real hard to fix his offense, but he's